Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Baka Gaijin show. I'm your lovable rascal of a host, Siegfried, and with me, as always, is my Ingress-playing co-host, Kevin Faulkner.
Hey, I will have you know, I actually did play Ingress for a small portion of time, but, I don't
We all did.
anymore.
We all did.
Yeah, yeah. To be fair,
It was so cool on the surface.
for the short time I played Ingress, it was very fun. It got me to actually exercise, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, did you check out the Ingress anime?
No, I did not, but I believe that
The answer is no. No one did.
no one did.
I'm not sure there's a single human being who's ever watched the Ingress anime, including the people who made it.
The most notable thing about the Ingress anime, the single most notable thing about the Ingress anime is the fact that Kizuna Ai has a cameo in it, and that's it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a news bite for a day.
It was.
Yeah.
The problem is, by the time
she's-
Kizuna Ai actually showed up in an anime, she had long since, her popularity had long since fallen.
You are weirdly vindictive towards Kizuna Ai, I've noticed.
Not vindictive, it's just the entire VTuber industry evolved without her, and she's just kind of stuck, 2 steps in the past in a lot of regards, in terms of content creation. Kizuna Ai is Kizuna Ai is what is everything you hate in VTubers, with none of the things that I like.
I'm pretty sure all VTubers are everything I hate in VTubers, as they are VTubers by their nature.
I mean, when you want to put it that way, sure, but Kizuna Ai was strictly a corporate tool. Just entirely a corporate tool.
Yeah, there's not a hint of vindictiveness in this voice.
Okay, look, it's a complicated relationship with her, okay?
Uh-huh.
It's I don't hate her.
Tell.
I don't hate I don't hate Kizuna Ai. It's just
sure. You have very strong feelings about these fake people.
Okay, they're real people that utilize okay. Kizuna Ai was entirely a fake personality. I will give you that. That was just an entirely fake personality.
Oh, sure. No other VTuber is putting on an act.
Dude. Maybe watch some VTubers sometime. You'll find out.
I don't need to find out. I already know everything I need to know.
Oh, do you? Do you really?
Yes.
I don't think
these are
you
true
do.
Facts. I think I do.
I don't think you do.
Let me tell you something, Kevin. In the world of Zeke Freak, there's only one opinion that matters.
Whose opinion is that?
Well, obviously, it's our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Of course.
Yeah. Obviously. It's like you don't even know me. Everyone, let's take a quick prayer break real quick.
Who are you and what have you done with the real Zeke Freak? This isn't you! What happened?
You know,
who's done this to you?
Typically during prayer, we are silent.
Bro, I'm the Christian of the two of us, and you're acting weird!
You know, I'm not gonna dictate whatever relationship you have with God. I mean, that's between you and the man upstairs, but, you know. I'm just saying it's a little inconsiderate to the rest of us.
What in the fuck is happening? Oh, my face.
What a way to start an episode.
I know, right? What the fuck?
Yeah, you can tell it's going to be a good one.
Woo.
Probably. Unless we just jinxed it.
I hope you didn't.
Which is both entirely... What do you mean, me?
You're the one who just said it!
Said what?
This is gonna be a good episode, said Zeke Freak.
Are you wearing a wire? What's going on here?
What do you mean?
I feel like these are leading questions, like you're trying to lead me into something here.
I'm not. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Sure. Sure.
There's nothing happening. It's all good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no secret plots, no conspiracies, none of these things.
Not at all. No.
No. That is exactly what someone who's engaging in conspiracy would say.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good in the hood.
All right. I got my Moondrop Chews arrived today.
Oh, nice.
Yes, my IEM earbuds from China.
Yeah, you ordered those like what, a week and a half ago?
No, I ordered them like a month ago.
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, they're coming from China, Kevin.
China.
Yeah, I was listening to them the past hour or so. They're fun. They got some kick to these drivers. The first thing that struck out to me is that they are surprisingly heavy.
Really?
For their size. Yeah, you pick them up and you can feel the heft of these drivers. You know, it's kind of like, you ever know anyone with like a weighted Beyblade?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's like that, where it's like, it's a lot heavier than it looks.
It's just like there's just a giant like slab of metal inside of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also very. The other thing that surprised me is that they're very do-it-yourself. You got to attach the. What the fuck is the silicone thing? You know the.
Right.
And then they have like hook bands, but they're not like built into the ear pod itself. You've got they're like these silicone curved silicone things you have to run the wire through.
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of just put it all together yourself. They're fun. I would say they are almost as clear and concise as my Cloud 2s. Almost, okay. Although the soundstage is slightly different because of the form factor. They block out a lot of noise.
That's good. That's good because like you don't want like massive amount of noise pollution when you're actually listening to shit.
Yeah. So these are fun. I don't think they're going to replace my AKGs for podcasts at work because they're just a little too cumbersome.
Yeah.
And they also have like a joined, the two earbuds join into like a circle thing and then join into one wire. They got like that situation going on, which is different from like a standard earbud where like they can split it at whatever length. It's because I gotta wear like one in, and then I tuck the other one behind my my headband.
You know, it's been very fascinating to watch your evolution of opinion on earbuds go from like earbuds are terrible and there's no reason to get them and they're fucking awful and you should feel awful for getting them to, you know what? Earbuds have their place in the market, and I can see the appeal to them in certain situations. Like you've softened up on it a lot over the last few years.
Yeah, never let it be said that Siegfried can't change.
This is character development.
He just refuses to change in ways you want him to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, earbuds have their place. What doesn't have their place are fucking on-ears. On-ears are terrible.
On-ears fucking... I hate those. Those are terrible. There's so much noise pollution.
Yeah. They're not comfortable. They're by far like the east... Like, I'm sure there are decent quality ones, but like most of them are very cheap.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like they don't provide the comfort and security and the build quality of over-ears, but they also don't have the portability, convenience, or intimacy of in-ears. They're just a dumb, stupid middle ground for idiots. And if you're listening to this wearing on-ears... Did we already tell them to kill themselves? I feel like we already did that.
I think we did that like last episode.
Yeah. So here's your weekly reminder to kill yourself.
Weekly now. We're doing this every week now.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you remember to.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So keep that disdain nice and bubbled to the surface is what I'm I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I've turned around a bit on in-ears. I think they have their purpose. Having a job where I get to wear them really helped with that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, podcasts make the pot scrubbing go by, as they say, and the they is me.
Yeah, there's a lot of I've mentioned it before, but like when I'm doing dishes or when I have to, do a lot of shit around the house, I typically just turn on a video where someone's just talking in the background and I just listen to
Sure.
that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I guess if you're a loser, you can do
Shut
that. It's
up.
fine. Yeah. But the privacy of head accoutrements,
Yeah.
unparalleled. I'm a man who enjoys my privacy.
Your privacy.
Yeah, my privacy. Is there a problem?
No, there's no problem.
You got a problem with my privacy?
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
But I
Okay,
think
just
you
making
might be emphasizing on the wrong syllable.
I think you are being very racist right now.
How am I being racist?
I haven't figured that out, but when I do, I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Kevin, it's a new age of internet discourse. You can just accuse people of shit and then figure it out later. You know,
Unfortunately,
it's like shoot first, ask. Yeah, it's shoot first, ask later. Except it's accuse of being a pedophile first, find evidence later.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is very true, and I've seen it happen many a time before.
Never let it be said that the Bakagaijinshow doesn't adapt to the times.
This is not the way we should be adapting. The times are changing, and they're getting worse.
Worse or better?
Worse. I like to think it's pretty firmly worse.
I just like to reference that.
I know.
I put the fires out. You made them worse. Worse or better? It's fun. So yeah, these are fun. They're not going to replace my Cloud 2s for general usage, and they're not going to replace my AKGs for work. But what they are going to do is... Why did I buy these? They're portable, and I guess if I'm actually going to listen to like music on the go, they're pretty good for that.
Yeah, those would be pretty good for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's a middle ground. You know.
It's a comfy little middle ground. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's like if my headphones are Canada and my AKGs are Mexico, then these are America because they're in the middle.
America, fuck yeah!
Even though these are Chinese IEMs, but it's fine. I mean, what is more American than using products from China?
Damn, you right though, actually.
See, am I not a master of the metaphor?
That is. The more I think about that, the more correct it is.
You know, even American McGee himself lives in China now.
Does he?
Yeah, he's been based out of China for like 12 years now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, go back and listen to Yahtzee's review of Madness Returns, and he's like, made by American McGee, who ominously now works out of China.
I am learning so much today.
Yeah. That's such old news. Yahtzee dunked on it 11 years ago.
You can't get more American than American McGee living out of China.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
It's been a thing, but Kevin's a slow boy, so the news takes a while to get to him.
I'm a slow bro.
You know what? You saved it. You saved it. You saved it.
Thank you.
Slowking is a weird Pokemon. Because it's not so much an evolution as it is he decided to stand upright and something bit him.
Yep. Hey, I can use only 2 legs now. Well, I guess I'm a new Pokemon now.
I wish I wore pants.
Pokemon 2000 is a fun movie.
It is one of the films ever.
Fun fact, the entire Chosen One plotline regarding
I know.
the rhyme, totally English dub original.
Yeah, of course. Not to discount all of the other myriad of times Ash has been the chosen one. This is just one of those times that they added for fun.
Yeah. I feel more like the Frozen one.
I'm not unconvinced that they didn't add this entire plot line just for that pun.
Just for that one pun.
To be fair, 8.5 out of 10 pun. Pretty good.
Yeah. Honestly,
can't say I've heard that anywhere else.
Honestly, of the various Chosen One plot lines that Ash Ketchum has accidentally tripped into, Pokemon 2000 is one of the more clever ones.
Sure.
I quite like it.
You gotta ask yourself though, how lazy are the gods that they just default to the same 10-year-old boy, ostensibly 10-year-old boy, for every fucking prophecy under the sun.
That's a good point.
It's like there's plenty of.
Are you there? Oh shit! Here we go again. I'm gonna pause it. Hold on, people.
Hey, we're back. I'm hotspotting now.
Yeah, fuck Wi-Fi. We hotspotting.
Yeah, we hotspotting now. Although that red bar, nope, it's yellow. Okay, now it's green.
It's working.
I'm just
good
cursed,
enough.
is what I am. Yeah, I'm just cursed. Maybe we'll just swap between them at random, whenever we feel like it.
Maybe.
Stop emailing me for sales and email me to let me know shit's back in stock.
I don't need sales. I need sales.
Yeah.
I don't want money.
What was your
I want money.
Yeah. What was your response to my chosen one bit again? I didn't hear it.
You died in the middle of saying it, so I couldn't say anything.
Oh, I guess that's just been lost to time.
Well, fuck.
Yep, just like the fucking mud-powered computer the ancient Romans were on the verge of inventing. Lost to time.
The mud-powered computer.
Yeah.
That can't be a real thing.
Well, it wasn't because they didn't. Well, because it's lost to time.
Exact. Okay. All right. I see what you're getting at here. Okay. I see your game.
Yeah, it was lost to. Yeah, it was lost to time. So, it's kind of like how they had like, it was either them or some other ancient civilization had like the recipe to concrete, which was lost for like millennia.
Right.
Mm-hmm, yeah. It's okay. We know how to make concrete now. We figured it out.
That's concrete, baby.
Yeah. Are you high?
No.
Okay. You're very silly right now.
Am I normally not?
It's a spectrum.
I'm just in a good mood today.
It's a spectrum. Oh. Why? What happened?
Well, my knees don't hurt. That's a big part of it, actually.
Oh. Were they?
Yeah, so,
Were you in constant agonizing pain before?
I was in constant agonizing pain before. Yes, I actually was. Which, go figure, when you're podcasting, turns out to be a bit of a downer. So I guess that segues nicely into what I've been up to.
Sure.
I went to the doctor earlier this week and got shit taken care of. I had to get my medical stuff brought up to date. And one of the things that I did was I'm trying to see if I can get it diagnosed for like arthritis or something, because I'm pretty sure I have it in some regard.
Sure.
And one of the things that they gave me to try and help with my symptoms, which my biggest symptom is chronic knee pain. Chronic bilateral knee pain is the technical term that they use. And
Sure.
they gave me an anti-inflammatory medication for that, and damn, that shit worked good. My knees have not been hurting since. So clearly it's working, and I need to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for results to come back for them to tell me exactly what the fuck is wrong with me.
Sure.
But I also got some anti-anxiety medication, but the problem with the anxiety medication, it's Vistaril, is that, it works on the anxiety, but it also puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
You can't be anxious when you're asleep, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, perfect solution. Airtight.
Reminds me when one of my friends was like, Benadryl works because you can't sneeze when you're in a coma.
These are true facts. I mean, by this logic, antifreeze is a cure-all. So,
if you really want to take it to the absolute extreme, sure.
A delicious cure-all.
Delicious antifreeze.
This episode is sponsored by Antifreeze. What brand? All of them. Everyone.
Delicious antifreeze.
Is it that quick? That was like a delayed thing. I think
maybe.
it has to reach the stomach first.
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Believe it or not, I've never seen antifreeze poisoning in person.
It would be very alarming if you had.
These are true facts.
Because then that would lead to questions of, who was it? How fast did it happen? What was it like? How scared were you? Like there are a lot of questions that come with that.
Yeah. Also, what color was it?
Exactly. Also, but yeah,
Yes.
I got medication and I have been feeling better than ever, though the interesting thing about my anti-inflammatory meds is it has the very strange side effect of making me way more drunk when I drink.
Yeah. Probably because anti-inflammatory, I think, tends to increase blood flow. So
That would do it.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, it's not to the point where it's just like it becomes dangerous for me to drink. It's just I need to need to
No, it's the
more.
alcohol that makes it dangerous to drink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Whenever I drink, I need to lowball how much I drink now, because
Yeah.
I think it was
Which is often and frequently.
it's really not that often.
It's often enough for you to bring it up in relation to the medication you just got.
Look, I just wanted to have fun one night. What do you want from me?
I have fun all the time, and I don't get shit-faced to do it. It's quite astounding.
This is true. This is fair. This is understandable.
Yeah. The campaign for shit-face-free fun. I can work on my acronyms. They can be better.
Speaking of drinking, I have found out that there is one flavor of Mike's Hard Lemonade that Jello Apocalypse did not try in his video, and it was the mango flavor, and he should have tried it, because it's actually pretty good.
Are you sure is it not like brand new, or like has it been around?
I think the mango's been around for a bit.
Yeah, the fruit. I'm talking about the flavor of Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah, it's been around for a bit.
Okay. Okay.
It's not like a brand spanking new thing. It's like the mango flavor of Mike's Hard has been around for a bit. At the very least,
Maybe
long enough for it to have been in his video.
Sure. Maybe they don't have it wherever he lives. Hold on. I'm gonna look up how long the mango has been around.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know exactly where I'd find that information, but...
Introduced in 2007.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's like a wiki from Mike's Hard Lemonade.
The Mike's Hard wiki.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go to their official website. Yes, I'm over 21. Yeah. I'm not sure why that matters. I'm just looking at pictures of alcohol, not drinking it, but whatever. Does not say. Does not. To be fair, he also... Did he try, like, the pineapple? I don't remember that.
He did try the pineapple, yes.
Did he try the strawberry?
Yes, he did. The one
but did he try the lemon?
Yes, he did.
Thank you.
He tried everything but mango. Though, interestingly, he said he really, really liked the black cherry. He was actually like, this one's all right. I could drink this.
I am a fan of black cherry. I noticed that it has stevia leaf extract. I think was he not a fan of that?
Oh, no, stevia is fine for him. Like he says that's like it's fine.
Sure. It has both cane sugar and stevia leaf extract.
Does it?
That's interesting. That's weird.
It is.
Why would you need the artificial sweetener if you've got the king of all natural sweeteners?
Exactly. The fuck, fuck Mike.
Maybe just. I'm gonna assume because it says total sugar is 1 gram. I think they might have wanted to keep it under that level, and so they added some artificial shit to like boost the flavor profile without adding more sugar. Maybe, I don't know.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of what fucking. Actually, no. Energy drinks tend to do that a lot too. Like they'll have both high fructose corn syrup and sucralose.
Sure. Yeah. I've been drinking more Venom lately. It's been stocking up.
Yeah. I need to.
Yeah. This has sucralose.
I need to buy more of the. I need to buy more of that Intense energy drink that Dollar General has, because that stuff's really good.
Intense?
Yeah, it's spelled letter N, Tense.
Oh, like Dr. Neo Cortex made it.
Yeah. I believe you've made that joke before.
I don't remember having this conversation, but that seems like a joke I would have made, yeah.
You said you don't trust a drink that was made by Dr. Neo Cortex.
Right, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Right. I don't remember that, but again, that sounds like me.
Yeah. But yeah, that stuff's pretty good. What?
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was just wondering, what were the 2 things you said energy drinks tend to have?
High fructose corn syrup and sucralose.
I am not seeing high fructose corn syrup on this Venom can.
Really?
Just sucralose and potassium benzoate, or no, sodium benzoate. Sorry.
That's interesting because Monster Monster has both of those.
Okay, no, sodium benzoate's a preservative. My bad.
Okay, that. Yeah. So like Monster has that, and interestingly, Red Bull and Rockstar do not have sucralose in it. It's just high fructose corn syrup, just straight up.
Yeah. I don't think Venom has high fructose corn syrup. I think it's purely sucralose that's adding the sweetness.
Yeah, that might be why I don't like Venom, is because I can taste the artificial sweetening. Like, I can taste, like, the aftertaste of it, and I don't like it, so. You
have never told me you didn't like Venom. What the tell me this story.
I told you, like, 2 years ago!
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Did you not hear me?
Yeah, I did.
Well, tell me the story.
2 years ago, I said I didn't like Venom, and then you said that exact same fucking thing.
Are you cutting out for me? You're cutting out for me.
I don't know why I'm cutting out for you. You're not cutting out for me.
This is a weird thing. I haven't heard the story. The fuck?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Tell me your Venom experience.
Literally, just what happened right now is like, okay, so like, God, I forget what Venom flavor it was. I think it was like one of the dark flavors or whatever the fuck, and
I think you told me it was the purple one.
it was the purple one. Yes.
Yeah, the purple one sucks. Don't get that one.
Okay, maybe I should try other flavors.
Yeah, I don't really like the purple or the yellow ones. I think I've been over this before, but like the good ones, the good dark ones are the red one, Black Mamba, and the orange one, Death Adler.
Yeah.
And then lately though, I've mostly been having the low calorie ones, and there's a citrus one that isn't great, but then the ones I really like are watermelon lime and strawberry apple. These are great. Watermelon lime is fantastic.
I shall make a note of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you a Venom fan yet.
Maybe.
I'm gonna do Eminem proud.
Well, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good to know. All right. Well, I will definitely make a note of that. Next time I see them, I will grab some.
Sure.
It's weird that I was cutting out for you because you weren't cutting out for me.
Yeah.
It was weird. So, like...
This is a very professional podcast.
So, like, the recording is going to sound totally normal, and we're going to just be yelling at each other for not being able to hear each other for no reason.
Well, if that's not quality entertainment, I don't know what is.
Exactly.
Yeah. We roll with the punches.
So, yeah, outside of medical shit, which...
Yeah.
That's... I can't even say that's fun. It's just shit that happened.
Yeah, good enough.
I have actually not done a whole lot because I've just been... I don't know. This week has kind of been a lazy week for me.
Oh, so it's been a week for you?
It's been a week. It has been a week. It has been a period of 7 days lasting from Sunday to Saturday.
I want you to understand... First of all, that's 6 days. But I want you to understand, Kevin, that I was literally about to make a joke about how you had to pad this out with your medical information because you probably didn't do shit this week, and then you literally just confirmed the joke I was about to make. I thought to myself, I'm not going to say that because that sounds like a mean thing to say, and then you literally validated the joke I was about to make.
I got to it before you could.
I need people to understand, the listeners, the stupid foreigners, if you will. I need them to understand that every time you think I'm making a mean-spirited jab at Kevin, it is 100% accurate.
No, this dude knows me way too damn well, and he's basically got me on lock.
Yeah, I feel like new listeners are gonna be like, man, Zeke's really mean towards Kevin a lot, like more often than is necessary. No, I'm just being honest. It's 100% accurate.
Yeah,
everything I joke about has been validated by circumstance.
Yeah, no. Me and Zeke have been doing this for fucking years now. It's just a regular thing. It's just normal. He just knows my life at this point and how it normally plays out.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. I'm becoming predictable. I need to shake it up.
Yeah. Foot loose. Put on your Sunday shoes. Footloose.
I can't listen to that song anymore without thinking of that one fucking Tumblr post. It's like, feet, put on your fucking feet.
It is a classic. Perhaps not a World Heritage post, but a classic.
A classic, yes. I love how someone just made a random post and then it's just like World Heritage post and they're like, me?
Is for me?
Is for me?
Is for me. Is for me.
So yes, I have caught up with my life.
Yeah.
What
so if I'm to understand this correctly, you went to the doctor, you came back home, and then you sat there in silence, doing nothing until just this moment.
Yes, maybe, kind of.
Okay.
You're about halfway there.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming you went to the bathroom a few times.
Well, yes.
Yeah. With those big, strong new knees of yours.
Yes. It's very nice. It's very nice being able to go up and down the stairs and not having to hobble the entire way.
You a hobbler?
I'm a hobbler.
I was not aware of the hobbling. You know, when I saw you in person, I didn't notice you hobbling a lot.
God, it's like... I don't know, like, it comes and goes. Sometimes it's really bad, other times it's just like, I can kind of deal with it.
Was that a good weekend?
It was a good weekend, yeah.
Yeah, I meant for your knees specifically, not everything else.
No, yeah, for my knees, it was one of the better weekends I've had.
That's surprising considering how much fucking walking we did.
I know. It was weird. I don't know why. I don't know why I was feeling better. To be fair, I was taking a lot of ibuprofen.
Like for unrelated reasons?
No, for related reasons. Like I was taking ibuprofen like every morning just to get the pain to go down. So that's probably why.
Now, maybe it's just because I'm not someone who suffers from chronic pain yet. But I tend to only take ibuprofen if it gets to like a certain threshold, because like I don't want to like make myself numb to it, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get you.
So when someone tells me they take ibuprofen every day, that's a little concerning to me because I'm like, okay, that's gonna the effects of that are gonna diminish.
Yeah, and they were beginning to diminish over the last couple of months, and that's actually part of why I went to the doctor.
Yeah. Look at me uncovering the origin, the backstory like an archaeologist.
Yeah.
Sweeping away the dust and being like, oh my lord, the ancient Egyptians used a form of ritualistic card games. You know? God. The ancient Egyptians played card games. It's amazing. Astounding, Sullivan.
I'm going through... I'm like scrolling through Tumblr as I listen and talk to you, and one of these posts is, the Stardew Valley modding community is having a little war over Grandpa's bed. Slightly worse Grandpa bad. Grandpa-less bed, which is just like the bed with Grandpa not in it. Playing ping pong on Grandpa's bed. Grandpa is the bed. Family Guy death pose. I want you to have this sealed envelope, and he's just got like his arm broken behind his back.
I don't need context. I don't want context. Context and I, we're no longer friends.
Were you ever friends to begin with, really?
With context? Well, that depends on the context.
That's funny.
Waka waka, I'll be here all week.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep. I wanted to bring up something else, but I forget. Yeah, I think it's because when I was young, I had some problems where like I had to take Pepto-Bismol a lot, and I got to a point where I had taken Pepto-Bismol so much that I just became functionally immune to it.
Yeah.
I am very wary of that happening with medications, particularly useful ones like painkillers.
So Zeke.
Yeah, what? Yes.
You have asked me to remind you. What is the Johnny Potato story?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, thank you for changing his name slightly to protect the innocent or the guilty. You be the judge. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's call him Johnny. Let's call him Johnny.
Is that not how you're supposed to spell it? Pronounce it?
No,
Oh.
but I think you're really letting people know what it is without telling them, aren't you?
Okay.
Thanks, Kevin. Now I'm gonna be liable to lawsuits thanks to you. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so I have a work story, everyone.
Ooh, fun.
Yep, I have a work story, and it is not the story of how my raccoon friend is no longer with us, but it's fine.
Tragedy.
Yeah, that's just an aside. There was a raccoon living in the dumpster last week, and he's gone now. I don't think he's dead. I think he just left. Or maybe they killed him. I don't know. But it was cute because I'd be like, I dump the food scraps and be like, I hope you're hungry, little buddy, and he'd be like, raccoon noises, Raccoon. He'd be like curled up in the corner of the dumpster. It was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute. Yeah, but he's gone now. But that's not the story. That's an aside.
Okay.
So what I'm referring to as the potato story is that so the other guy, I'm the pot scrubber, so I scrub the pots, the pans, basically the metalware, like all the trays, all the metal containers. Like if it's metal or like hard plastics, sometimes I do like the cutting boards and stuff, it comes to me. So like I wash the metalware. I don't do the dishes.
Yeah.
Like everything, I wash all the shit that the customers don't see.
Okay.
Except for like the cutlery. I don't wash the cutlery because there's no point separating that stuff. But I do wash the I don't know what you would call what you would categorize like shit like ladles and spatulas and shit.
Cooking utensils.
Yeah, like utensils, but not like the eatery utensils, like the cooking utensils.
Yeah.
Like the big spoons. Anyway, but something else I washed is the big ass fucking the huge bowl. We're talking like a foot across, like a foot and a half high, like a big fucking bowl that they mix the potatoes in they make their own mashed potatoes. So I have to clean that, and like the big fucking like stirring thing that like whips them around, like like the hand. What are they? I should really know what these things are called. Like the thing you attach to the stand mixer that like mixes shit, like the it's like shaped like a paddle, but it's got holes in it. You know the one?
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah.
Is that what it's just called, a paddle? What the fuck is that thing called?
I don't know.
It bothers me because like I want to describe it accurately because it's annoying how like the potato skins get like caught around it, and I have to like peel them off with gloves. But anyway, so for a while now he's been handing me the because part of his job as dishwasher is to do the mashed potatoes and stuff. Like he also does some food prep. I cut vegetables sometimes, but like I cut the potatoes that they use to make mashed potatoes, which they just call spuds. They call that spud duty, which is cool. That's a good way to refer to it. So for a while now, he's been handing me the big ass bowl of mashed potatoes, and he is supposed to like scrape it and get like all the mashed potato he can into like the individual bags or whatever, so they can pipe them into the stuff and whatnot. But I've been noticing lately, the last few shifts, that like he's not done a great job of getting as much mashed potato out of this bowl as he could. Like there's just more mashed potato left in this bowl than is reasonable. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna start fights. So I just scoop it out and throw it in the trash and wash it. This time though, I had moved before I got to it. I was doing some other things, and I moved the bowl to a different counter that's more easily viewable from anyone who's walking by. I believe I've showed you pictures of where I work.
Yeah.
Like there's that walkway between like the dessert table and my dish pit.
Yeah.
Or the pot pit or whatever. My pit. And so the head chef was walking by, and he notices how much fucking mashed potato is left in this bowl. And he just like screams at the guy because like this shit is costing the restaurant money if they're not getting like the maximum value out of their spuds,
Yeah.
like a little bit whatever, but like this is like glops and glops of potato that could easily fill. Like I think when he was like yelling at the guy, he's like, this could easily be like 8 portions of mashed potatoes.
Yep.
By itself, you know. So he got chewed out for that. So the guy he hands the bowl back to the guy, and he takes it back like he's gonna like fill up more mashed potato things or whatever. But what ends up happening is that he just like waits 5 minutes, and he like scoops some of it in the garbage. Like someone actually like told me like they saw him scoop it into his garbage over by the back counters, and then he just hands it back to me and he whispers in my ear, "Can you wash this like right now?"
I don't want to get in any more trouble. Please just wash it.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But like, there's still too much fucking mashed potato. I can't wash it like this, or it's gonna clog the fucking sink or whatever. So I still have to scoop shit out. And then the head chef passes by again and sees me scooping it out, and he just runs back and yells at the guy again. And then he notices that it's been scooped into the garbage, and this guy's just getting chewed out. I don't know why he's doing shit like this, because like it can't be that hard to just get all the mashed potatoes in the bags, you know. Yeah. Like I'm not sure exactly what he gains from this, but like I just thought it was so funny that he was walking that like he got caught, and then he tried to bullshit his way out of it again, and tried to get me to hide the evidence, and then he just got caught a second time in a row trying. Like it's like the definition of digging yourself deeper, because he was already caught and was given the chance to fix it, and then he decided to just dump it in the trash and get me to hide the evidence, you know. So it's like, at that point you were already caught. Why didn't you just fucking do it?
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on in that guy's head sometimes.
I've met some people who do shit like that, and just like I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know why they think they can get away with doing shit by just doing just like the absolute bare minimum to hide anything.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna like, this is a pretty casual workplace. We take shortcuts sometimes, yeah. You know. But like, there's taking shortcuts, and then there's just throwing out 8 portions of mashed potatoes for no reason every time you do mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's just a massive waste of food, and that's definitely going to reflect on like the profits compared to like how much mashed potatoes you're cooking versus how much you're selling.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's a limit to like how much you can skimp in this shit. You know, like sometimes I don't feel like mopping the corridor by the door, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody fucking cares, because that's the area that's always going to get dirty, because that's the one everyone's walking through and getting like in and out of the building in.
Yeah.
You know? And like it's all the way, it's tucked in the back, no one's going to fucking see it. They don't care if I skip that sometimes. Yeah. Now, these are the corners you can cut, you know? But like shit that's like actively wasting food every time you do it is just ridiculous, and there's no reason to, because I don't know why he does it, but I found it funny just the moment he whispered to me. I was like, can you wash this like right now?
I need this done like right now, please thank you, bye, just please do it.
Yeah, I understand with my elbow length rubber gloves I look like the accomplice to something or other, but you know.
Hey man, need you to hide me a body.
And you cut out for me.
I said I need you to hide me a body.
Hello? Sorry, you cut out for me.
God damn it.
I'm sure whatever you said was hilarious, though.
It
so
was.
I'm gonna give you a pity. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a pity laugh for that. Oh, that's that, Kevin. Making the jokes.
Thank you. Thank
you. No problem.
It's very appreciated.
Man. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So it's the potato story.
I like potatoes.
See, and I like potatoes. I like chocolate milk.
I like cereal.
what if they put the chocolate milk in the cereal? Mind blown.
Oh, now you're thinking.
It's like the regular show bit. Cereal, milk, combine.
The regular show was like 1/2 stoner comedy. And how did that manage to get on fucking Cartoon Network?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Well, since you did fucking nothing for days on end, as usual.
Yes.
I guess it's up to me to save the segment where we talk about the things we did since the last episode. It's up to me.
Yes.
Once again, I have to carry the show on my back.
Okay, got it.
Like fucking Atlas carrying the globe. So I've done some things.
Have you?
Yeah, I wanted to leave off there because that's not at all like ominous and shit, which ties into the earlier Dexter joke, but whatever. Yeah, I've been doing some things. I've been playing video games.
Which video games have you been playing?
It came out, so I played, and I got through, and by that I mean I found an arbitrary point at which to say I completed everything I wanted to see, and then I left. And that is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I played through.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one because I really liked the first one.
Yeah. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Good time was had by me specifically. I had never played the original, and this has the original and more.
It is deluxe
and more. It is Ultra Deluxe, in fact. This is a difficult game to talk about because you don't want to ruin like the jokes and the bits and stuff. But I will just say that I had a wonderful time. It is a very charming game, and the new bits are. They say a lot of things about the nature of re-releasing a video game. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of commentary to be had, a lot of retrospection and introspection, inspection, and shun. Yeah. So yeah. Again, I can't really talk about it. It is good. I will say though that no, I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's good.
Yeah, that's one of the worst parts about the Stanley Parable is that everything about it is a spoiler.
Yeah. Like I could sit here and tell you all the new bits and whatever, but it's like I don't want to ruin that for you, you know, because there's half the fun is like discovering where the fuck this is gonna go.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Like yeah, what decisions end up impacting what happens in what way? Like that's the whole game.
Yeah. So I purposefully did not share any real reactions with you. Even to things that I knew I figured you already knew about, just cause. Yeah. And also some stuff from the original release has changed for reasons, either platform specific reasons or what I presume are legal reasons or possibly engine related reasons. Some things have changed.
Yeah, I'm planning on playing the game on Switch personally, so can't wait for the game on Switch.
Do you really hate that $800 laptop?
No, I like my laptop. It's just that I'm using it for things that, like, you know, the Switch can't play all that well. So, like, it's fine. It's fine.
You cut out for me, so whatever rebuttal you had, I'm sure it was great. I'm just going to give you, like, an approving hum in solidarity. I'm like,
Yeah, sure, okay. Look, it's going to be 60 FPS on Switch anyway, so...
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just saying you spent so much money on this laptop. specifically for gaming, and it seems like you find every reason you can to not game on it. You know, you're a strange little man, is what you are.
I'm a sad, strange little man.
Well, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to.
But do you have my pity? But do I have your pity?
You have my pity.
Okay.
No, I have your pity. No, you have my. You said it wrong. You said it wrong.
I corrected, but then you uncorrected, but then you corrected again.
Pronouns. It didn't work. You're cutting out for me again.
I don't know. It's like I don't know what to do.
You could try talking louder.
I'm talking about as loud as I can without just shouting.
Shoutings works. Maybe if you're loud enough, you'll overpower the silence.
Yeah, and maybe if I'm loud enough, I'll blow out my microphone too. But I don't want to do that.
I'm weighing the pros and cons in my mind. I understand I am from a biased position here, but it seems worth it to me as the guy who doesn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, but as the guy who does have to pay for it, I'd say it's probably not worth it.
Okay. We'll take that into account. But what does Jesus think? Let's take a silent moment of prayer to ask him.
God damn it, what the fuck? Well,
I don't want to say it because then it won't come true. It's like a wishbone.
What would Jesus do? Jesus didn't even know what microphones were.
Yeah. Yeah. But, it's like, can God make a rock he can't lift? It's that, that whole situation. That little chestnut.
It's the eternal struggle.
The parrot. Yeah, the omniscience paradox or whatever.
Yep.
Or no, omnipotence paradox. Omniscience and omnipotence are two different things. Yeah. Often intertwined. Omnipotence implies omniscience, I think. So, but omniscience does not imply omnipotence. So, man, we're getting very wordy.
Clearly.
We're increasing the reading level of our audio podcast. So yeah, I played through the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I've started playing through Metroidvania called Tranceruby on the Switch.
And how was that experience?
It's pretty good so far. I'm like on the third area or so. It's got some good music. It's got some good visuals. It's got some good gameplay. Very very tight feeling. It seems to be a bit more linear. So here's an area, solve all the little puzzles and survive the enemies and collect all the things to unlock next area and get your upgrades so you can maybe go back and get a thing you need to progress to next area. It's like that kind of deal.
Okay.
But segmented. Also the map sucks. The map is just like a grid of like squares, and you can't even like move it away from the position you're in. So like if something is beyond like the 50 squares or whatever that you can look at, you can't move the map. It only shows you like what's immediately around you.
That sounds really fucking annoying.
So I will say map kind of sucks. Other than that, it's been a fun game so far.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it. But I'm taking a little breaksy.
No.
Taking a little breaksy from that. Maybe I'll go back to that later, but I started up you may remember about hold on, I gotta look it up real quick. It'll be quick, I promise. You may remember about, and what is this one? This is about 13 episodes ago I played Metro 2033 Redux.
I do remember you did that, yes.
Yeah, about 13 episodes ago. Now I've started up Metro Last Light Redux.
Ooh.
So, which is the next part of the Metro Redux package. What's immediately interesting to me is the fact that Metro 2033 Redux is a remake of Metro 2033 remade in Last Light's engine. And because of that, when I started up Last Light, what I noticed is that the interface, the controls, the systems, everything is exactly the same as the last game I played.
Okay.
Because it was like retrofitted with Last Light systems. So unlike any other compilation I've ever seen, this really does feel like two halves of one game. Because like the visuals are the same, the interface is the same, the systems were revamped to match Last Light's. Like, so like, it really does feel like just I'm playing 2033 Part 2, you know? Which is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a compilation that retrofitted the previous game so much that it just feels like the same exact game.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that before in any other like major remake or re-release. So that is fascinating. That going from 2033 Redux to Last Light Redux is just like it's basically just such a seamless experience.
Yeah. What I find interesting about Metro 2033 Redux is that it might be, I think I mentioned this in that episode, but it might be the fastest game to remake pipeline I've ever seen, because it was only 4 years apart.
Yep.
Although my understanding, though, is that they kind of made Last Light with the intention that they were going to use a lot of these assets to remake the first game with it some point.
Yeah, because I believe the developers weren't exactly happy with how, like, the original 2033 turned out, and they wanted to like give it another go.
Yeah. So, yeah, that again, I'm sure there's a quicker example, but it might be. Most of the examples I can think of are probably things that are like more expansive or like smaller in scope or whatever. But like as far as like bigger games go, I feel like Metro 2033 to Metro 2033 Redux might be like the fastest game to remake timeline I can think of, which is interesting. I didn't get super far in Last Light because I only started at like 4 a.m.
Right.
And I played for like an hour and a half, but like, yeah. But yeah, so that's the thing I'm also doing is that, and then I pre-ordered Trek to Yomi, so that's gonna come in like a week or so.
Ooh, fun.
So I'm playing more video games. And I've done some reading. I've read a little bit of Danmachi Volume 5. I finished Reincarnated as a Sword Volume 1, which was okay. I'm kind of waiting for there to be a plot. I hope there's like a plot in the next one. The first volume is like very setup-y.
It's like, wow, what a great setup. I hope something happens soon.
Yeah. There's some. I feel like I have to readjust my expectations a little bit for this one, because what I've realized is that this is a power fantasy for one.
Okay.
But it's also a dad fantasy.
Ah.
It's a power dad fantasy. That's a new one.
It's a very unique combination of things, for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Line 1, it was alright. It had its moments of charm and bemusement, but I'm waiting for like a strong central through line to like tie everything together.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah. And then I started reading Strike the Blood Volume 2. So yeah, just reading some stuff and playing some things. Oh, also forgot. I watched the new batches of Owl House and Amphibia.
Yeah, I did watch the new batch of the Owl House. I haven't watched the new batch of Amphibia because I need to finish seasons 1 and 2. But
yeah.
I did enjoy the new episodes of the Owl House, but you did mention that the pacing issues with the Owl House are starting to catch up to it, and I'm starting to see it.
Yeah. Not entirely the crew's fault. There's a lot of factors at play here. Some of it is, but it's like there's a lot of factors here. Owl House just has weird pacing.
It does, yeah.
And I feel like there's going to be a lot of analysis to be done when the show is like done and over with, so that we can really look back on everything and see how much did these things really work. You know,
a post-mortem, if you will.
Yeah. It's been a fun ride so far, and I hope it continues to be. Hope it lands well, but it's good. But this is, I don't know. Again, we'll probably do like a thing.
Yeah,
We'll probably do like a thing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the truncated third season is going to pan out, because that's probably the biggest concern that I have is how truncated is season 3, and how much is that going to show?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Amphibia season 3 is going fucking great. So yeah. I'm sorry, this show was given every opportunity to like be its best self, and it sure is.
Yeah, Matt Braley managed to stumble perfectly into his ideal 3-season run just by premiering slightly ahead of the Owl House.
Yeah. Because like the reason Owl House is getting a truncated third season because they're downsizing Disney television animation in response to like the pandemic and other factors. But Amphibia managed to get its third season greenlit just slightly before that happened. So
yeah. So they're already
got locked in there.
Yeah, they're already putting the money into Amphibia. That's an active production. So the Owl House has like the opposite issue of, we have to downsize, but we understand that you still have a story you want to tell. So it's like, we'll compromise. You get a few TV specials to finish your story, and that'll be it. Yeah.
We'll see how that works. Yeah. We might have talked about this on the show before, but someone I think on Twitter or Reddit or somewhere basically laid out that like the issue Disney had with the Owl House is that it doesn't fit into their like tiers of content.
It really doesn't. Yeah.
It's too much. It's too serialized and mature for like and grounded for like Disney Channel, but because it started as a Disney Channel, they can't like rebrand it as like a Plus thing.
Yeah.
So like it's like stuck between their like tiers of content and how they approach things, because it was made at a time where like the Disney Plus originals hadn't taken off. If it was made today, if it started right now, it would probably be a Disney Plus original.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting at. But for whatever reason, they feel like they can't rebrand it, so it got caught in the downsizing of Disney television animation, which is unfortunate. But we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because I like the Owl House. I like this cast and characters and world.
Yeah. I'm more concerned for like, I guess, the future of Disney television animation post downsizing, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna see. I don't know what they have on the horizon. I guess we'll have to wait till D23 to find out.
Yeah. For the record, in that new batch of episodes for the Owl House, one moment that just kind of stuck with me that I was giggling about for an hour was Lilith complaining about one of her like scholarly friends, being incredibly like pompous and bragging about everything that they've done, and she said snake horses, and Luz interrupts her briefly, just go snorses. And I was just giggling about that for an hour afterwards.
Nice.
I fucking love Luz. She's so fun.
That's one of those little things that makes me think, I wonder if that was an ad lib.
Snorses.
It could have been.
I
don't know. Yeah. So yeah, that was that, and this is this, and we are human beings
Yes.
most of the time. Kevin sometimes more resembles a vegetable, but that's,
Yeah. You are not even incorrect about that.
Yeah. If you had to be a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
Man, you kind of put me on the spot here, huh?
I'm just making conversation.
A cucumber.
Whoa. Bro. That's okay. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm a cucumber because I'm tall, very, very thick around the middle, and like Larry, I have fucked up teeth.
You think cucumbers have fucked up teeth?
Larry the cucumber does.
Yeah. It's not. Now, my memory may be flawed, but isn't that more like fucked up tooth?
Okay, you got me there.
Yeah, man. I've owned you with my ability to count. But yeah, that's what we've been up to. So I think we're gonna call it here and end this segment. It's gone on too long. It's enough. Enough is enough. The people have spoken. This segment, we hear your protests. It must come to a close.
Okay.
Yeah. Great interplay, Kevin. Thanks.
I don't have anything to add.
You really followed up on that. You really followed up on that one. Anyway, we'll see you on the. I am on a roll. We'll see you on the next segment of the Baka Gaijin show. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome back to the Baka Gaijin show, starring those two fucks you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know us yet, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't you like, comment, and subscribe like a normal person?
Yeah, gosh. Dang, what are you doing with your life?
God. Sorry, we've heard passive aggressivism works for attracting an audience somehow. I don't know, it seems counterintuitive. It's like, I guess it's like, alpha mentality. Don't make them feel wanted, Keep them at a respectable distance. Act aloof, like you don't need them. That'll make them want you more.
This is quickly turning into an abusive relationship. Let's move on.
Nice guys finish last. That's why I treat you like trash. Remember that Nika Higa song?
Yes, I do.
It's a good song. I'm gonna listen to it after the podcast. Breaking news! News is broken, shattered into a bajillion pieces.
What's the news?
For the first time post-revival, so second revival, post-re-revival, for the first time, we have email!
Woo!
This email comes to us from contributor, collaborator, friend of the show, QB the Third.
Yeah.
He's got 9 questions.
An interesting.
Now this is the
interesting
kind,
number, babe.
This is
Let's
the kind
see
of
how it
this
goes.
is the kind of commitment that we can appreciate here.
Yes.
This is going the extra mile, and then going 7 more miles. So I will read this out loud. All right, he says. I'm taking Jekyll Geek's mantle. Here's 9 questions, 9 tangents. It ain't exactly 20. But let's roll with it. You're right, it doesn't even round up to 20.
It doesn't. It rounds up to 10.
That's fine. But there's a lot to get into here, so it's fine. It's not the number, it's the quality over quantity sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you got to go all in on one or the other. It's either got to be like rapid fire, here's 100 fucking surface level questions, or it's got to be here's a smaller number of really in-depth questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta commit to an extreme. That's what we're about on the Baka Gaijin show. Extremism.
And this is one of said extremes.
Question number 1. So it's been a few months since OhioCon and the miserable Danganronpa panel. I want to point out that he wrote Danganronpa as 2 words. It's 1 word. It's one.
Yeah.
It's a little pet peeve. In Zeke's rage about the panel, Zeke mentioned the idea of a panel that dispels misconceptions about the series. How do you all feel about this idea now, and do you plan to proceed with making it a thing for next year's OhioCon? I'll also be able to film it, I can be your sound guy, and hell, I'll even throw in an anti-Danganronpa button, and it'll give me the kick in the pants I need to play Danganronpa. So, okay, we did say that. Here's my... God damn it, the lawn mowing. Alright. Here's what I'll say about this. It is something I want to do eventually. Next year, probably not in the cards.
Yeah, that's...
Whether we're going or not, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Number 1 is that I'm busy. Like, I make a lot of content. I have 3 writing projects going on that I want to stay active and committed to.
And I read all of them.
Good boy. So that takes up a lot of time. At this moment, I don't feel like putting that aside to work on a big presentation like this, which would be a big endeavor, because I don't know if you know this, there's a lot of misconceptions about Danganronpa.
We would be covering a lot of ground.
They could give us a 3-hour panel and we'd still have shit to talk about.
Yep. Even if we just hit on, like, the big ones, we would be, like, pretty tight for, like, a 90-minute panel.
Yeah. So figuring out what are the misconceptions we want to cover and how we cover them and how we dispel them, that's a lot of work. Writing the script, and, like, in a live panel situation, you can't always, like, follow a script exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, that's something we might have to, like, rehearse. You know, we might have to, like, practice that. So that is something that would require a lot of commitment and, like, you know, setting up and just, like, even disregarding, like, the technical aspects and stuff, like, you know, like having a good sound setup or whatever. Like, there's a lot of considerations there. I don't feel like this year or even next is really in the card, or sorry, next year or even the one after that is in the cards for that. I think eventually, like, I don't think they're gonna stop holding OhioCon.
Yeah.
Anytime soon. But, like, definitely at some point, I think we would like to do something like that. But it's just a matter of fitting it in the schedule and really having the time to commit to it.
Yeah, I would personally love to do a panel like that. It sounds really fun, but Zeke really is, you know, the person that I do all of my Danganronpa shit with. And he knows a lot more about Danganronpa, the fandom, the various misconceptions. He's been around since, like, the Something Awful forum days. With, like, the live translation and everything. So I would absolutely need Zeke's, like, full attention working on this, even if I'm doing a lot of the stuff, like, you know, actually writing out the slides, doing the script and shit like that. Even if I'm the one taking on a very large portion of the workload, I would still need Zeke's, like, full attention to try and get everything done. So yeah, I would love to do it. I'm just not sure if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, in the next year,
I would even like I would rely on you for a lot of the workload for that, just to make sure I don't fall behind in my other work.
Yeah.
So like that, I will actually say that this is something that, like, I would be more comfortable with if you took the initiative on and worked on it, and I could just be like your, you know, contributor and checker and stuff, and obviously, like, the presenter.
Yeah, all right.
But, like, yeah. So, like, I think that this falls a little bit more on your initiative than it does mine.
That's totally understandable.
Yeah, because I do so much Danganronpa content already that it just yeah. And again, it's such a wide topic, you know, like, it would be so hard to condense it into a digestible, approachable format that hits all the buttons we want it to. And then also just the fact that it needs to be tailored to an audience. Like, we're not used to that, you know, like, we're not used to, like, live speaking.
That's a good
speaking
point.
to a crowd. Yeah, like, we throw our voices into the ether, and and nobody can respond to us in real time. You know, it is what it is. And that's exactly how my blogs and my writing go, is that like I just throw myself out there and people can respond to that however they want, but I'm already done talking, so like there's no interplay there. You know, we got to frame these things in such a way that we don't get decked in the face for saying them.
Exactly.
And that really and like also it's like I would like to have my brand, my presence, like my personality show through the presentation, but it also has to be sort of tailored for a live experience, because I feel like it's very easy to misunderstand or like not get what I'm going for.
Yeah.
And I feel like this persona, this sort of abrasive persona that I have works a lot better when there's not an audience that can immediately react to what I'm doing. You know?
Yeah. The only reason I'm cool with you, I think, is just because I've known you for like 8 years. Like 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, so it's definitely a thing that would need to be considered when writing this out and scripting this out and whatnot, in addition to everything else. Is just figuring out how do we adapt Zeke Freak for the stage, you know, in a way that won't get us kicked out.
How do we adapt the BGS experience for live performance?
Yeah, in a way that won't get us like kicked out or flamed or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, because it like if we put all this effort into something, we definitely want it to be like received well.
Exactly.
You know, even if people don't agree with us because they're stupid and wrong and have ugly haircuts, you know, it's like we want to be received well. So it's one of those things where it's like, yes, we want to do it at OhioCon or some con or something, but it's a longer term goal. So don't expect it anytime soon.
Yeah,
is what we're saying there. But again, would love to do it. Just a matter of figuring out. It's more complex than it seems on the surface. I know the narrative of us really hating the Danganronpa panel at OhioCon and then coming back next year with our retribution, with our comeback. That's a really engaging narrative, but the reality is that it's a lot more work than that.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah.
Sorry for the disappointment, but again, one day it's one of those bucket goals.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's one of those things. I'm like, when I do get around to it, it's going to be one of those things where I probably work on it like every now and then in the background, leading up to a convention.
Yeah. Question 2, Zeke, did you finish your taxes? Considering I haven't heard paper rustling and ripping in the last few episodes, I'm going to assume yes. Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
Although, if I'm being 100% honest, my dad does my taxes.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's an accountant, so that's like his forte anyway.
Ah, okay.
He enjoys doing it. I'm pretty sure he would ask me to do them for me, even if I wanted to do them myself.
Hey, son, do you want me to do your taxes for you?
Yeah, basically. Question 3. Do any of y'all have a bad shipping story or even a bad Amazon story? I got one, and it's the reason I've resigned from buying manga from Amazon, unless it's a last resort. So here's my story. It happened a month ago. I've been collecting Gakugarashi volumes since I've been getting back into manga. So I ordered the books. A couple days later, the package came. One book was missing, and the other book was severely damaged. I had a bad fold in the back of the book. Now, normally I'm not too anal with how my books look. I can accept a tiny ding here and there, but it was the straw that broke the camel's back, so I returned the damaged book along with getting a refund for the other book that didn't come. Also, can we talk about Right Stuff shipping? It sucks you need to buy a certain amount to achieve free shipping, but as Sean Kleckner will tell you, shipping isn't really free. But I love the way they package their things. They don't use those flimsy bubble envelopes like Amazon, and the product arrives in immaculate condition. I guess it helps that, to my knowledge, Right Stuff treats their employees well outside of some Glassdoor reviews, unlike in Bezos' wonderful world of Amazon. So, do you have any bad Amazon or shipping stories?
I have one really bad shipping story that happened right before we went to OhioCon.
Okay.
I had ordered I had ordered something from Japan off of Mandarake, and it's not necessarily a bad shipping story, more so that it's just a very bizarre one, where the package, I had bought some doujinshi, and the package had been stuck at customs for like 4 days at that point, and like actually no, like 5-6 days, almost a week. And
Sure.
I was getting a little worried about like how it was just caught up in customs, and I was just like, is it ever going to get here? And a day before, or sorry, like 2 days before it's supposed to arrive at my location, the shipping finally updates on DHL, which is the service that I, use to import it. The shipping finally updates on DHL, and the shipping says that it is now in Los Angeles. Mind you, yeah. I'm in Kentucky, and this fucking thing went from Japan to Cincinnati, and it's supposed to be like a 2-hour drive downwards to get to me, and it somehow got itself flung over to Los Angeles. I'm assuming an incorrect truck it got put on or something. And then, over the next 24 hours, I got to watch in real time as the shipping went from Los Angeles to I think, like, Texas, to Florida, to, like, Tennessee or something, back up to Kentucky over the course of 24 hours.
Yeah.
The good news is that it actually did get to me on time, but by the time it got there, I was expecting to open it up and see a bunch of those, like, just visiting, this state or this city stickers just plastered all over the damn thing, just because of how long it took to get there and the fucking roundabout way that it got shipped. It took the long way to get here.
I honestly can't think of any bad shipping stories off the top of my head, honestly. I feel like I've been pretty lucky with that. I don't feel like every now and again, like, I've ordered a lot of books lately. Sometimes people package shit like weird, or like in like with way too much tape, or like there's or whatever, but like that's not, like, it doesn't affect the quality of the item. It just makes it harder to open the box. But like, aside from that, like, no, I don't think I've ever had, like, I haven't had damaged goods in I don't remember last time I had damaged goods. I really don't.
Yeah. I think the only other instance I can think of where I got burned off of buying something online is when a few years ago I bought a custom Robo on GameCube. And that was like a good like $35-40. And the condition that the seller on eBay put it in was that it was in good condition. By the time it got to my residence, it didn't exactly look like the picture that he sent me. For one thing, it was the box was pretty beat up. It had multiple used game stickers just stacked on top of each other on the upper right corner. Like, this thing had been, this wasn't even secondhand, this was like fourth hand.
Yeah.
But they claimed it was tested and works. I think they only tested it insofar as they put it in the GameCube and saw if it got to the title screen, because it wouldn't get past the title screen. What I had to do to get it past the title screen is I had to put it in the GameCube, get to the title screen, open the lid on my GameCube, get an error message, close the lid, have it read the disc again, then I get into the game, and then I play the first 10 minutes, and then it crashes again because it can't read the data for the battles. Because, like, it has different data for, like, overworlds and battles, and it could not read the battle data, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get past that, so I had to get a refund on that and send it back, which the seller was very polite about that. They apologized because they thought it worked better than it did. But thankfully I was able to get another one from a different seller. And I actually still have that copy, and it actually works. But that's like the only other time I can think that I got like really burned on something that I bought online.
Yeah. Speaking about Right Stuff shipping, yes, their shipping is very good in terms of how nicely it's packaged and how secure everything is.
Yeah, I have a video on my YouTube channel I'm not sure if I privated it or not. I think it's still. I think it's still up. Of me and Sama opening a Right Stuff package that was just like a big ass box full of blind bag items that we got for April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
And those came in really, really good condition.
Yeah.
Like it was a nice big box. It was covered in like, packaging paper. Everything was very nicely, kept in pristine condition. Like I had no problems with. I have never had issues with Right Stuff. With Right Stuff packaging, it's always very, very well done, and it's always in good condition when it finally gets here.
Yeah. And then I'll say, yeah, it kind of sucks that there's a high threshold for free shipping. It does make you think about what you really want, though. I'll say that.
It does.
And it's all part of their like bulk order strategy, which is part of the reason I assume why they can like offer like flat discounts on basically everything.
Yeah.
So you're saving money in the long run. It's just that they make you like buy a little bit more than maybe you intended to, and also like in these bulk purchases. But like that's just their business model, and I feel like you're still ultimately saving money in the long run.
Yeah.
Number 4, is Jujutsu Kaisen really that bad? Is it actually good, or is it just dumb shonen trite? I remember seeing some trailers and key art before it aired, and it looked like a horror thing, but then I heard it's just generic shonen, and just went, okay then, and moved on. I can vibe with Kimetsu no Yaiba. I think it's for nostalgia reasons from being into stuff like Kenshin, despite the author, Inuyasha, and other shonen titles that took place in the Meiji era. Technically, it's the Taisho era, or whatever. And feudal era in my middle and high school days. So, is Jujutsu Kaisen really that bad? I don't love it. People like it. I watched all of the first season, and my main problems are that the world building is very. I just thought of a new idea, so here we go. It's like the battle system. It feels really undefined to me. The characters are. On the surface, they're amusing, but I didn't feel like there was really all that much depth to them. I didn't feel like there was a strong central through line to really get hooked into, which is something Kimetsu does really well. I realized like 19 episodes in, I'm like, I don't really care about these people.
Yeah.
Like they're occasionally amusing, but like even that kind of had its limits. There's only so much good animation can really do to prop up weak source material. Like, obviously this is subject to opinion, because other people really like Jujutsu Kaisen. I just didn't vibe with it. As for the horror thing, it has a lot of horror imagery, with its... I fucking forget what its enemies are called now. But, yeah, like, there's a lot of horror imagery, and there are definitely some tense scenes, but like in general, it is basically a battle shonen that has that uses a lot of horror imagery for its like monsters and shit.
Yeah.
But like in terms of like how the story progresses and the overall tone, it is very much battle shonen. I'm a big fan of shonen. I watch and read a lot of shonen. And for me, Jujutsu Kaisen didn't, even for dumb shonen, it didn't really scratch that itch, because like I can watch dumb shonen if it has like fun characters and stuff, or it has like fun set pieces or whatever, or it's a certain like level of over the top. But like when it's dumb, and also I'm not really invested in the characters or whatever's happening, that's a harder sell. Yeah. So for me, it was like flatly just average. I gave it like a 5 or 5.5. I think I gave it like an extra 0.5 for the animation and the directing, which is pretty good. But like other than that, I didn't really enjoy it that much. So that's just my take, though.
Yeah, that's a question that's just exclusively for you, because I have not checked out Jujutsu Kaisen, so
sure. Yeah,
I'm just going off of what I already know from like pop cultural osmosis.
Yeah. Question 5. Speaking of Kenshin, Rurouni Kenshin, how do you all cope with the fact that an author slash mangaka slash director slash creative isn't exactly a great person? Either they are bigoted or hold problematic viewpoints, donate to Salvation Army or charities that push a bad agenda, or like some sus posts on social media, or is worse than Uncle Diddles.
I love that wording, by the way.
This is something I've dubbed the Chick-fil-A conundrum. It goes something like this: when a work that you admire is by a person that goes against what you believe in or goes against your morals, the creator in question holds socio-political beliefs that you yourself find abhorrent, or they donate their profits to a charity known to be antagonistic against oppressed individuals, or a terrible politician or presidential candidate that pushes regressive policies. The creator either has sexual assault allegations, is a sexual predator, was caught with child porn. You can still admire the work in question, or it has impacted you in a big way, but you also don't want to feel like you're enabling bad behavior or more trouble or oppression against oppressed individuals. The only time that it was the line for me, but it was easy to let go, was Harry Potter, of JKR's oh-so-progressive viewpoints and being such a friend to the LGBT community, especially the tea part. Okay, so I guess the question is, how do we cope? How do we cope, Kevin?
It's kind of a case-by-case basis. It's easier to separate art and artist based on... It's some series it's easier to do that with. In the case of Rurouni Kenshin, at this point, being into Rurouni Kenshin, if you live in America, doesn't exactly benefit Nobuhiro Watsuki in any way. Because the only parts of Kenshin that are readily available to view and purchase legally are the anime, which he does not get royalties from, and the movies, which he does not get royalties from. So, there's like a few degrees of separation there to where like he's not getting any money, so who the fuck cares? As for the original manga was a huge hit for Viz Media, like in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And those volumes are everywhere, both the original volumes and the VizBig omnibus releases. So
Sure.
You can just buy those secondhand, and the only money being exchanged is from consumer to consumer. So,
Sure.
like, that's also a non-issue.
Yeah.
And in terms of the sequel manga, there are people scanlating that shit. So it's really at the very least in terms of Rurouni Kenshin, being a fan of Rurouni Kenshin doesn't necessarily mean you're like supporting the creator and his terrible history or his interests or whatever the fuck. It's just you're reading a story that happens to be from a problematic individual, and at that point, who cares? Like, it's more difficult to engage in stuff like Harry Potter because J.K. Rowling is so deeply entrenched in every element of Harry Potter's creation, including, like, the books, the movies, the video games. Everything has some kind of monetary gain for her, and she does, at some point, begin to, like, subtly put elements of her own belief system into the works, and that does kind of reflect poorly. So, like, it for me, at the very least, it's a case-by-case basis. Some series, it's really easy to just do a complete separation and just enjoy the work. Other series, it's just very difficult to balance the two of them. And in some cases, it's just like, it's just a bad idea all around, and it's just, it colors the work too much. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I have thoughts. Someone on Twitter went into this in more detail than I can remember at this time, but I don't generally prescribe to these notions of cutting like people off from their money or whatever, because systemically this just doesn't work. Like, someone went into the detail of like, because of how Warner Brothers contracts work, if you support anything Warner Brothers, you're giving money to J.K. Rowling.
That's also true. Like, I subscribe to HBO Max, and I went and saw the Batman in theaters. So like,
yeah,
despite the
like, you
degrees
see
of
the
separation,
Batman, you're yeah, just the way these contracts work and the way these things are systemically set up. There's no point in trying to cut out specific people that are that high up on the totem pole out from your support without cutting yourself off from a lot of things you'd otherwise enjoy. this shit goes deeper and the roots spread further than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, bringing it back to Watsuki and Kenshin real quick, when you put it that way. Watsuki is actually a very well-regarded creative in the Japanese manga industry, and Shueisha loves him.
Yeah.
Shueisha, in particular, Shonen Jump's editorial department loves him. So, when you get to that point, yeah, if you don't want to support Kenshin, whatever, but at the same time, if you're supporting stuff like, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, Dr. Stone, whatever other major Jump series is running, that money, in some way, shape, or form, is gonna end up finding its way to Watsuki in one form or another. Like, you're still supporting the company that supports him, and that... like, it's still indirectly supporting him anyway, so...
But so, like, again, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism.
Yeah.
Everything we do is supporting some horrible agenda or some kind of... And there are way more horrible agendas than one dude who used to have child porn, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Like, there are way worse agendas than that. It's like for me, it's like I have to step back and look at the scale of priorities here when people initiate boycotts like this. If it makes you feel better not to do something, then don't do it, whatever.
Yeah.
But like understand how much good you're actually doing in the world, which is probably not much, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, and like, even if this shit did have a 1-to-1 direct correlation, which it doesn't, but even if it did, it's like J.K. Rowling is richer than her own monarch. So like, what is your boycott really gonna do? Like, she's set not only for her life, but for like the 9+ generations of her family's life. So like, what are you gonna do at that point?
Yeah.
Like, embrace your own powerlessness. You can't change shit. And I think it's kind of stupid to pretend you can just to make yourself feel better and feel like you have an impact in the world. And look, and again, people can do whatever they want. I don't care what you do or don't spend money on. But I just want us to all take a step back and realize that the effects of our actions probably don't actually contribute to what we think they contribute towards.
Yeah.
And these are systemic problems, But also, on a more philosophical level, it gets to a point where, like, if someone is a public pariah, if someone holds these problematic viewpoints or does these problematic or says or does problematic things, but like they're not like to the extent that like they get thrown in jail for it.
Yeah.
It's like at that point it's like, what do we do? Because if we're saying, well, they shouldn't be in jail for it, but we want them to like live in society, then they kind of need money.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you just want them to be homeless and go live in the forest? I'm not saying it's good or bad if you do. I'm just saying, what is your proposed solution here? Do they exist in society or don't they? What is the end goal here?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Do you like? I'm seriously do you think J.K. Rowling should be in prison? Do you think that she should be homeless? What do you want? What do you want to happen to her? It's like, these are the questions I feel like people don't ask themselves when they talk about these sort of, I don't want to call them soft crimes, but like, like shit that it's like, well, you're not going to go to prison, but like also, you're
kind of a piece of shit for doing this.
Yeah. It's like, people have decided on this very arbitrary, well, I'm not going to monetarily support them. And it's like, okay, cool. If you want to make that choice, that's up to you. But what is the end goal there? What is the result you wish to achieve by doing this? Is it just to make yourself feel better? Probably. But what do you want to happen to her? Nobody seems to be able to answer this question. I can't answer this question, which is why I'm generally like, I don't fucking care. I don't think about this shit. Like I buy what I want. I spend what I want. I consume what I want, and I don't fucking care what the creator has or hasn't done, and any decisions I make regarding that consumption or those purchases are like purely personal ones that I don't try to tie into some greater agenda, because number one, it doesn't do any good. Number two, I don't know what I want the end result to be for them, So like, if I don't have a clear goal and I know that my actions are not going to have whatever, are not going to funnel whatever agenda I want to funnel, then it's like, what's the point in like making a big stand about it, you know? So that's my thought, is that I think like no judgment, like, you all can do whatever you want, but I think it's kind of pointless, and like you're just doing it to make yourselves feel better.
You could call it
really,
a placebo gesture.
I could, as the person who coined that term myself and invented that. Yeah, I could call it that. Yeah. So yeah, that's my. I just don't think about it. And to be fair, though, I also don't think. No, it's no. Okay, no, never mind. That was not a completely formed thought.
You heard it here.
Basically,
you heard it here first, folks. Zeke Freak doesn't think.
No, that was not a complete thought.
Okay.
Yeah, basically all that. I think it's kind of silly and pointless, and I don't really engage with this line of soft canceling or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, question 6. So, how about Netflix shooting themselves in the foot with the proposed clamping down of password sharing because of, quote, lost viewers? Personally, I think it's because of them cutting ties with Russian users, but that's just my 2 bits. You're right.
Yeah.
But with that Netflix situation, it brings up something that bothers me about the current streaming paradigm. How long will it take until people are done being $8, $15, or even $22 to death, until people are like, fuck this, I'm getting a VPN and going back to torrenting? Don't get me fucked up here. I'm not saying cable was any better either. I just wonder how long this will last. I think a way of saving this so people don't feel the burn as hard and piracy comes roaring back is having something like an omnibus service like Verve, but for these other streaming services. I could make a joke about how you're reinventing cable, but I'm not gonna do that.
Reinventing cable, but it's still better than cable.
So I think we've gone on this rant before about how the current streaming wars are still better than cable ever was.
Yeah.
Mostly due to the level of control you have over what you watch, and also like when you want to pay for things, and you can just drop and pick up and rearrange services however you want. There's a lot of flexibility there that cable just did not provide.
In terms of the question at the beginning of, what's it going to take before people just, drop services altogether, I think we're starting to see that with Netflix, actually. Because what we're seeing with Netflix is that we're seeing them being aggressively anti-consumer, preventing password sharing, which is a large portion of their viewership, in an attempt to, like, force perpetual growth that just isn't there. Because the only reason they're doing the entire, banning of password sharing is because they think, well, if we ban password sharing and make it so that, people outside the household can't use Netflix, then they'll make their own Netflix accounts, when the reality is they'll just move on to other services that won't do this shit. Because, like, other services exist that have plenty of stuff that, Netflix doesn't have that's just as good, if not better. HBO Max, right now, I have been saying for a while, and I will continue saying it until it's not true anymore, HBO Max is kind of the best in the industry right now in terms of just sheer quality of content. As well as in terms of just, like, the sheer breadth of their back catalog. And I'm waiting for that to not be true. It's still true. Meanwhile, what Netflix is doing is that they're canceling series that people have been wanting for years. They're canceling a lot of things that would do really well under their current demographics. Bone being a really good example of a major show that was massively, hyped up and shit that is just no longer a thing. Because they've been downsizing their animation department, which goes into another thing regarding what Netflix is doing. Another issue that they have is that there's a major disconnect between what consumers actually want out of Netflix in terms of content versus what Netflix is actually doing. We mentioned this, I think, last episode or something, but Netflix seems to believe that sheer viewership numbers reflects what consumers in general want, and that's not true.
Yeah.
Viewership numbers are only one fraction of the equation. There's a lot of other stuff that you have to take into account, such as demographics. Demographics is actually a big one, and this actually goes back into cable. It was actually explained by Jason DeMarco, head of Toonami, that they don't look at sheer numbers quite as much as they normally do. What they instead look at is demographics and what shows are doing best under what age demographics. And with Toonami, for example, their main demographic that they try to do well with is 18 to 25. And I think the problem that Netflix is having is that they're not really looking at the demographics to showcase how good a show is doing for its particular, target demographic. They're just looking at sheer numbers and saying, well, we need to push better numbers, not realizing that for the certain demographics that they advertise towards with shows like Castlevania, Voltron, Bone, and whatever, they do well, or they will do well. There's reason to believe they'll do well with their target demographics, but Netflix doesn't see that. They just want the numbers to go up, which is indicative because of one thing that a number of creatives on Twitter mentioned, where a lot of them had what was referred to as the Boss Baby talk, which is basically saying Boss Baby is the kind of show that you want to make so that you get the best numbers, because that is the cartoon that is doing the most numbers. Even though Netflix doesn't actually own the Boss Baby, that is licensed from DreamWorks. But they're pushing better numbers rather than wider demographic reach. And that's the biggest issue Netflix is having, and that's having a knock-on effect in terms of their actual content. The stuff that they're putting out isn't as good as it used to be, and that's because they're not looking where they should for success.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. I'm bored of this question. Let's move on.
Okay.
Sorry, I was checking Reddit through half of that. But yes, I agree.
You're good.
Yep. Question 7. So, he did it! Daddy Elon finally bought Twitter.com.
Yes, he did.
How do you feel with Elon at the wheel? Do you foresee drastic changes, or is it just new boss, same as the old boss type scenario, and Elon is just blowing smoke up people's asses with him saying this will be a free speech platform? Here's my 2 bits. I think some things will change, but not by a whole lot. At the end of the day, it's still a hellhole of a platform we all know and love. Question mark. Also, I'm of the opinion that Elon Musk says a lot of things. That's not an opinion. He does.
He does.
The only thing that spooks me just a bit is how Elon might pursue with stomping out spam bots, and that's requiring everyone to upload a picture of their photo ID to authenticate themselves as, quote, real humans. And this is something that Facebook or Meta or whatever does to authenticate people, and as a result might require people to use their real names, putting people out who want to remain anonymous online, people who don't care for their real names, who want to be known by the name they want to be known by, haven't put in the paperwork, the VTuber community, the trans community, whatever. I also think people are hyperbolizing a bit. People are saying Twitter will become like 4chan or Poll. I don't see that happening, and I believe that Elon might have to make some tiny compromises to make the company profitable if he wants to receive a return on investment, or worse, have their app delisted from app stores. But that's just my armchair internet doctor diagnosis. I miss you, JT Sex Kick. Yeah, we all do. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a while before he has full proper ownership. These transactions take a while.
Yeah.
It might not be till next year that he's fully in charge.
Yeah, and I think Cube's basically hit the nail on the head in that, in terms of actual change, I think the whole thing about having to upload your photo ID is a little bit concerning, but ultimately what Elon is going to have to do is he's going to have to bow to investors, and Twitter has a lot of investors. And if he wants to make this a profitable company, and if he wants to make sure that it remains profitable, he's going to have to do what the investors want to a certain degree. And part of what the investors like about Twitter is the freedom, is the anonymity. And a lot of Twitter's investors are actually left-leaning. So I don't think it's going to become a Poll or 4chan thing either. I don't think that's I just don't think that's realistic to believe. I think the changes that are going to come to Twitter under Elon Musk is going to be very minor in the grand scheme of things. And I agree. I think Elon is just kind of blowing smoke up people's asses for the most part. He's just running his mouth, saying things to make himself look good. Or at the very least, saying things to make himself look good to the people he gives a shit about the opinions of.
Yeah. Man, that lawnmower's really annoying me.
Yeah, I'm actually hearing it.
Yeah, so I think, well, first of all, if Real ID becomes a thing, I'm out. I'm gone.
Same.
I don't think it'll become a thing because I think the investors are going to look at the data and be like, okay, most people don't want this. I think we're going to have a mass exodus on our hands if this happens.
Yeah.
So that might be something. If Elon strong arms that, I think that's going to be kind of the slow death of the platform.
Yeah, that's going to be the death knell of the platform if that goes through.
Yeah, but other than that, I think the main things that are going to happen is you're probably going to see a lot less shadow bans for the things that people get shadow banned for now, and probably more shadow bans for things people don't get shadow banned for right now. I think just the priorities might change slightly, but that's probably about it. But let's make one thing clear: he's not getting his investment back.
Yeah, no, no.
He's not making $46+ billion off of this. You know,
That's a good point.
He threw a massive fucking check that they literally could not refuse to because of basically ego reasons. Like, he is not getting a return on investment on this, and I don't even think he thinks he's getting a return on investment on this. It's just something he wanted, so he bought it because he could.
Yeah, he's just like, I have the Jack Dorsey platform. What do you have?
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I think people are hyperbolizing a bit, but I think it's more the concerning development of billionaires owning all the platforms more than this specific instance of a billionaire owning a platform.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's more just the direction the internet is going in general rather than just this one instance. It's just another step in the trend. But we'll see. Question 8. Speaking of JT Sex Kick, what is a YouTuber that has disappeared off the face of the planet that you miss?
That's a good question.
In terms of ones that have disappeared off, because there's two types. There's ones that just haven't posted in a while because of circumstances, and then there's ones that have actually disappeared. I can think of a few of the former. The latter I have to think about.
Well, yeah, in terms of, like, you know, they just haven't posted in a while, the only person that comes to mind right now is, like, fucking Scott the Was. Because he hasn't posted in almost 6 months. Actually, he hasn't posted in 6 months.
Sideways has had problems.
Yeah, Sideways has been having some issues, and I'm hoping that he can, you know, fix everything up and, you know, come back strong. God, that's just a really difficult question to answer.
Yeah, another one that has been on hiatus for a very long time for mental health reasons is Haydox. He's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
You'll still see him in the comments of videos, though. He'll comment on stuff. He's like a Justin Y in that way.
Yeah. Bill Wirtz was gone for quite a bit, but he's been making stuff again lately. Yeah. So
we knew what he was doing, though. He said he was going off to learn 3D animation, and then he came back a year later and he learned it. He learned 3D animation,
and then he made an entire video about a corner store.
Well, that was like 8 videos later, but yes.
Yeah.
We know where he went, but Alpha Omega Sin basically just quit YouTube. Now he's just a Twitter guy.
Yeah.
I think he just streams and tweets. Like, he's just done making videos. But we know where he is. He's around. YouTuber that disappeared. There was what the fuck was their name? There was like a cartoon YouTuber I used to follow called like Apothecary TV or something.
Yeah. I know the one.
Something like that where they just stopped, and I don't know what happened to them. If you gave me like a week, I'm sure I could come up with a lot of answers to this, but like off the top of my head, not really. There's just a lot of people that have just been like on hiatus for various reasons.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway,
I
question
mean,
9.
If I scrolled through my YouTube subscriptions list long enough, I'm sure I could find somebody, but
Yeah, that sounds like a boring podcast, so we're not going to do that.
yeah.
Question 9. So I've been watching Mushoku Tensei. Good so far. I thought I'd end this on a fun note. If you died and had to be reincarnated into a different world, what would you want that world to be like?
That's a good question.
I think contemporary, but with extra, like a new game plus, like a contemporary with extras, like an urban fantasy situation.
Yeah, I think urban fantasy would actually be the best option here because I want
because I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I really like indoor plumbing.
Yeah, like keep a lot of the amenities that we currently have in our own world, but like graft onto it some fantasy elements. Like, you know what? Fuck it, put some dragons in here.
Yeah, spice it up.
Spice it up. Some dragons, some orcs, some, elves. Make magic into a system that everybody's, got the capacity to use. Make it so that you can learn magic, utilize magic.
But he's being all egalitarian about this. I want to be part of a secret world. I don't want open. I want just elves on the street. That's weird.
You know what? That is a good point. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, you want it to be special. You want to fall into a secret underground world.
True.
Yeah, if it's just it's not special anymore. If there's just magic everywhere, you've got to what you got to do is you got to almost die and be saved by a girl with a flaming sword. That's what you got to do, or something vaguely analogous to that. So,
Sure.
Yeah. So, something like that. But, that's also, you don't need to be reincarnated for that to happen. You just gotta fall into it,
True.
So, I guess we're sort of avoiding the question. Not really, though, because, it could be just a different planet altogether or whatever. But, yeah, I guess what we're really saying is that we like indoor plumbing in video games and we wouldn't want that to go away.
Exactly.
Yeah. Until next time, and Zeke, in case you sneeze during this session, bless you. I don't think I have yet. I don't think so. I think I've hacked phlegm a few times, but I don't think I've sneezed.
The usual.
I'm going to try to go the rest of this episode without sneezing.
Cool.
Yeah, so thank you, Cube, for your questions. And if you want to be part of the show like Cube the Third, you can send us an email at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com. But now it's time, Kevin.
Is it time, Zeke?
It's time for the Reddit dive.
Woohoo!
This is the part of the show where we read stories from Reddit, and I want you to know that I didn't really save that many this week, so I've just kind of been going through as we've been talking and clicking on some shit to add to the queue.
Okay.
Add to the queue. So let me just go to my saved post real quick.
Okay.
Or real slow, one of the two. I'm trying to figure out how to. Okay, there we go. Move that. Not a sneeze.
I know the difference.
I'm just making clarifications. I'm just doing the things. I'm sorry. I just scroll back a thread I saved called "Can Humanity Survive If It Rains Raw Eggs for 3 days?" The answer is no, and horrifically so. But man, what a funny question.
If it rained raw eggs for 3 days.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to start with this very post. Not that one. This one. Am I the asshole for telling my brother and his boyfriend to stop misleading people with their wedding rings when they're not actually married?
Oh, didn't we read this a couple
Did
of...
we?
I think we might have.
No, I posted this to Twitter. Never mind.
Oh,
Fuck
okay,
this.
okay.
This one. Yeah, no. I tweeted this. Yeah, that's right. This is the one where I just scrubbed it out and just wrote I'm a homophobe at the bottom. Am I the asshole?
Blah 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 blah. I'm a homophobe. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Sorry. It wasn't grayed out for me, so I thought we didn't read it.
Okay.
Which we didn't, but I already kind of covered that.
We have experienced it jointly.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. To wit. Let's see here. Okay. Am I the asshole for giving my husband a fake key when he demanded to drive my car?
Okay. All right.
I want to know where you got a fake car key from. Anyway. Maybe we'll find out. I, female 31, became the only income earner after my husband, Jeff, M35, lost his... I don't know why they're putting a pound sign by the ages. Okay. Like number 35.
I am
male
age number 35.
Weird. Anyway, he lost his job about 9 months ago. He doesn't have a car anymore because he sold it to be able to pay off debts. He started asking to drive my car with the excuse of wanting to look for a job. But there are two problems with this. First is that I'm a nurse. I work odd hours. I need my car most of the time, and he literally takes it all day and comes back late in the evening. Second is that every time he comes home, the car either has a busted taillight, a damaged front, flat tires, etc. It's every time.
Yeah.
So far, I had to spend nearly $300 to get it back in good shape. I told him I no longer want him to take my car, but he said I had to let him drive so he could continue to look for a job. I told him he could search online, but he said something about scammers trying to pose as potential employers just to get his personal information. We have never had this happen to us. Days ago, he went out with my car, and I ended up being late for my shift. I called my friend to cover for me and tried to call him, but he returned home at midnight. I had a fight with him after he said he was with friends, and time passed by. I took the keys to the car and put them under my pillow and went to sleep. The next morning I saw him standing near the bed, wanting me to give him the car keys so he could go look for a job. And they wrote that in the sarcastic SpongeBob font. Look for a job. I said no, but he got mad and started demanding I hand it over. I told him fine, and pointed towards the sock drawer where he had lots of junk and told him it was there. I lied and he got some old key that looked like it. This guy's an idiot if he doesn't recognize the same fucking key. Once he walked out, I locked the door and got in bed. A few minutes later, he came back and started pounding on the door, asking if I gave him a fake key. I said I did just to get him off my back. He started yelling at me, saying I was being childish, and demanded I open the door and give him the real key. I remained in bed while he kept yelling outside, saying I'm giving him a lot of shit for not working yet, not willing to let him effectively look for a job. He also said that I've been testing his patience several times, and he's had about enough. He yelled some more, then left. I was so infuriated and just maddened about the whole situation. I had a shift to cover, and I knew that if he took the car, he won't bring it back in time. I got to my job, and we haven't talked. He was in this full sulking mode after I returned, and kept ranting about how unsupportive and childish I was to pull this stunt.
You're not. You didn't
end it with Emma. Anyway. Top comment, not the asshole. It's 2022. No one has gone door-to-door job searching for at least 20 years. It's done online. He's up to something else.
Yep. It's very clear that he's going on joyrides. If he's coming back with fucking busted taillights and fender benders constantly every single time he goes out, and he's been out until like fucking midnight. No job that's looking for anybody is going to be open past like fucking 8:30, okay? This dude's clearly just like leading you on.
Yeah. Some people are like, there are still plenty of jobs that are best gotten by doing the round service jobs, for example, but those typically are not highly selective, and therefore he would go out for a few hours a few times and have a job. Dollars to donuts, he's just drinking at the local pub or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah. If he's taking... There's a lot to unpack here. If he's taking the car this often for 9 months and he hasn't found anything, and he's routinely damaging the car, they also comment exactly, by the way, he has not come back with a single job opportunity. I mean, it can be hard to find a job, but it's been 9 months and he still hasn't found not a single opportunity. Would you be convinced if your husband said in months he still has no luck? There's always room for benefit of the doubt, but all that I know they put now instead of no. That tripped me up.
Okay.
I'm feeling like he's holding me back and affecting my own job. So no, not the asshole.
Yeah, no, not the asshole at all. You are completely justified. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Kevin, would you like to read a large Tifu?
I would love to read a large Tifu.
All right.
Today oh, it is an R18 one. Fun.
Not safe for work. If you're in work, I don't know, put on headphones or something. I don't know.
Today I fucked up by gluing my balls to my asshole.
It's an American Pie movie.
This literally just happened. I'm beside myself and I have to tell someone. I tried to wake up.
It happened a week ago, but you know.
Yeah. I tried to wake my wife to tell her, but she just got mad at me for waking her up over something so stupid and rolled back over.
Great wife.
Great wife. I'm a wedding DJ, and as we were starting to get into the busy season, I had 2 weddings this weekend. Long days, back to back, both at farms and both on hot days. Normally
at farms.
Damn. Normally when I do a wedding and the weather is nice, I will wear a suit and tie. But it was way too hot for that, so I just opted for the polo and khakis look. Professional enough while still being functional. Although the khakis I chose to wear were fitting a little tighter than they did last year. I've put on a few extra pounds during the slow season. I'm a rather large and fairly hairy guy, and all of these factors unfortunately led me to becoming extremely chafed over the past few months. Days, my bad. Misread that.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Chafed for months, damn.
For the past few days. No big deal. This happens all the time, and I've gotten just the trick to help with it. I use a Gold Bond soothing powder spray. Quick and easy and not nearly as messy as baby powder. I'm sure you see where this is going. Last night, after a sweaty, itchy 15-hour day, I get home, take a shower, dry off completely, then crouch down and fully coat my nether regions with this soothing elixir of the gods. It burns for half a second, but then the chafing seems to magically disappear. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? This is where the fuck-up happened. Tonight, it's the same thing. Long day, come home, shower, time to get some oh-so-sweet baby Jesus relief. Except instead of grabbing the Gold Bond spray, I grab a similar-looking yellow can that has actually got to be glued waterproof freezing hairspray. The kind of stuff that gives you super spiky Guy Fieri hair. I didn't even notice. I was on full autopilot mode, just ready to get clean and get to bed, so without flinching, I crouched down, ass open, balls swinging, and vigorously coat my undercarriage with this unrelenting hair cement in a can. Just going ham on it, like it was the only thing I'd ever wanted to do with my short and sweaty life. First thing I noticed was that the smell was different. I thought to myself that the can must be running empty because it smells like fumes at the end of a can. Then I noticed that I'm not getting any relief, nor is anything feeling tingly. It's just continuing to burn and ache. Then the stickiness starts to set in. I pat my hairy taint with my hand and immediately become horrified. My hand briefly stuck to it and I had to rip it off like a band-aid. Ouch. Normally you'd have to pay for that kind of wax job. I immediately... Oh my god. Hold up. Fuck. I clicked something. Hold up, fuck, I need to go back.
No!
Go back.
Stop clicking things!
I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. I immediately hopped back in the shower and tried to do some damage control. It helped very little. I used like 3 different kinds of soap. This shit was just not coming out. In the time it took me to realize that I had fucked up so horribly, it had all but dried completely, leaving my freshly cleaned bits and bobs firmly held and glisteningly coated. My ass cheeks are sticking together and my balls are peeling back and forth every time I try to walk. It's almost impossible to move properly. And after all of this, I'm still fucking chafed! I tried to spray some of the good Gold Bond spray over it to relieve myself, but the glue spray has formed an impenetrable layer that's not letting anything past. I've locked in the pain. Now I'm just sitting here debating on trying to use rubbing alcohol or some other cleaning compound on my most sensitive areas to see if it will make any kind of difference without making it so much worse. I'm sure there's a chemical combination out there somewhere that will release this hold. And honestly, I just want to go to bed. I'm so fucking beat. Now I feel like an idiot and my ass is sticky. Sounds like it might be Tomorrow Me's problem. Good night, everyone. TLDR, after an exhausting weekend of work, I mixed up my Gold Bond spray and a super powerful glue hairspray. Now I'm chafed and my balls are glued to my taint. Do you want me to read the update?
Yeah, sure.
First off, thanks for making this the most upvoted and awarded post I've ever made on Reddit. It's not often I take the time to write out something long, as I am extremely short and focused and hate trying to tell a cohesive story. So when I do, I really appreciate the acknowledgement of it. Secondly, I was able to successfully release the mohawk from my gooch with some coconut oil and a nice soak in a bubble bath, much needed after the kind of weekend I've had. So all is clear on the southern front. I love the way this guy words shit. God. Thank you so much to everyone who has offered advice on removing it and recommendations on preventing future chafing episodes. I threw away the can of hairspray as no one in my house even uses it anymore, so this should not happen again. Although I doubt I would make the same mistake twice, who knows? God. That is just fucking great. Yeah, the comments are just everybody trying to just help the poor bastard.
Yeah.
So there's no, like, really fun comments, but, like, you poor son of a bitch.
Yeah, that, I would not want to be that guy.
You think that's bad?
Remember the time I glued my balls to my asshole?
Oh, man. I read these things and I feel, man, I'm so glad I have never fucked up that bad in my life.
Yeah. That's what we do here. We make you feel better about yourself.
I have thankfully not gotten to the point in my life where I've accidentally glued my balls to my taint before, so that's something very much in my favor here.
Am I the asshole for making a pregnancy jar?
A what?
Am I the asshole for making a pregnancy jar?
See, saying it again doesn't exactly clarify it terribly well. You should probably read the post.
What about a third time? Am I the asshole for making a pregnancy jar?
Nope, still not getting it.
What? But the third time's supposed to be the charm!
Well, clearly it's not the charm this time. Maybe you should read the post and see what the explanation is from OP.
My husband and I have been married for 6 years. Still don't have kids. We want them, but it's still not happening. Friends and family are causing us constant stress about having a baby soon, but it's obviously something we can't control. We only wish they'd stop, but to no avail. So what I did was come up with an idea, stupid I know, and that is to have an empty jar and call it the pregnancy jar. I carry it with me in my bag whenever I'm with friends and family, and every time someone asks when my husband and I are going to have a baby, I pull the jar out and ask them to drop $1 in there for asking. I'd get puzzled looks, but they reach out for their pockets, wallets, purses, and pull out $1 and put it inside the jar. This actually worked because most of them stopped asking after 4 months.
Holy shit!
How addicted are they to asking this? They've got a problem. Anyway, last week we had dinner at my parents' house. My brother came back from his business trip that lasted a month, and while we were eating, he asked when me and my husband were going to have a kid. My husband paused, I got up from the chair, made my way to where my brother was sitting with my jar in hand, and asked him to drop $1 for the question he asked. He stared at me and then laughed nervously, asking if I was being serious. You serious? Everyone was looking at us. He said no, he didn't have to pay me, but I told him he didn't have to ask either, so here we are. I could tell he felt embarrassed. He immediately reached out to his pocket, pulled out his wallet, and put $1 in my jar. I love that everyone has change. It's nice.
So perfect.
Okay. I made my way back to my seat and sat down and resumed eating like nothing happened. It got awkward afterward. The mother pulled me aside into the kitchen later to tell me that I embarrassed my brother in front of his wife and family and said I should quit acting childish by running around with a jar demanding others put money in it. I told her they should quit asking then. She went on about how they're just worried for us since we're in our mid-30s and we don't have much time left if we want at least one healthy baby. I got upset and she started arguing. My husband and I left and we haven't seen them in days, except I got a call from my sister basically siding with mother and others saying I'm being childish. So, am I the asshole for this?
Maybe they shouldn't have asked. Yeah, concept, idea, just throwing it out there.
So
maybe it shouldn't have taken them 4 months plus to stop asking this fucking question.
Yeah. They don't specify their ages, but they say mid-30s. So I understand what they're concerned about, because, like, once you get past, like, your late 30s, like, things like Down syndrome become, like, a real concern.
Yeah.
But, like, you still don't gotta ask. Like, it's not your business. But there is a quick edit Q&A.
Okay, all right.
Number 1, yes, this has been going on for years, but in the past year it's gotten worse.
Okay, wow.
2, I already told them how I feel regarding this question. My husband doesn't care much and says I should let it go too. 3, they pay every time because it's just $1. It's not going to make me any richer or them any poorer. 4, my husband and I spend the money on snacks to eat every night when we're watching TV or some toys for the dogs, whatever. One more thing, I realize this could actually be expanded into a wedding jar, cake jar for weight loss, work jar, house jar, so on and so on. Depending on the type of struggle, because these are things we struggle and get frustrated with often, but the fact that people will just keep asking when we might become millionaires. But with the fact that people just keep asking, we might become millionaires one day, who knows? Someone suggested I up the price to $5, and this is mostly going to depend on the price of gas, so we'll see.
I'm going to throw it out there and say that they're not the asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, not the asshole.
Like, if this has been happening for years, and then afterwards it took them 4 months of the pregnancy jar for them to stop asking, then yeah, it's their problem, not you.
Yeah, I'll say, like, if they pulled this out with, like, complete strangers and stuff, that might be a bit unfair to them. But, like, these are people that have asked these questions before. They know what the answer is, you know.
It's family, it's friends, it's close people who should know better, people who should be listening when they say, stop asking that goddamn question. Yeah, I think you're a little justified here. Because it's been happening for years. You're probably sick of it at that point. So, hey, they're not asking anymore. Problem solved.
Yep.
Also, I love how so many of these, am I the assholes, it just involves, like, the mother being like, you embarrassed my baby boy, or you embarrassed this person, you really shouldn't have done that, when it's just like, he was being a dick in the first place. The fact that he's embarrassed is a good thing. Maybe he won't do it again. Embarrassment is not inherently a negative thing. People need to feel embarrassed about dumb shit that they do sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it gets them to not do it anymore.
It's a tool that helps us learn.
Exactly.
Yeah. Here is a itty bitty tiny Tifu. It's a widow Tifu.
Today I fucked up. I accidentally used a slur for an entire afternoon. No. So I'm a volunteer farmer, and I was helping to build an irrigation system over a series of garden beds. As I'm working, I see a faucet coming out of the ground, and as I work, I refer to it with the word my grandpa used to call it as I grew up. A certain 4-letter slur for Latino people that starts with S.
Oh, we talking about spics.
Oh, and nobody corrects me. It isn't until the end of the afternoon when I'm talking to the head farmer that I use that term to refer to it, and he pauses. Farmer.
Which role you want?
I'll take me. I'll take OP.
Okay. I'll be farmer. What'd you say? What did you just say?
And then we just hook it up to the spick, right?
You mean the spigot?
Spigot? My grandpa always called it spick.
Well, I think your grandpa might have been a little racist.
And then it all clicked. And now I want to bury myself alive. As a bonus, when we were leaving, he was handing volunteers suckers. Lollipops, sure, whatever. When he got to me, he looked at the bag and said, "This is you."
Oh, you probably don't want the brown one, do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go hide now. TLDR accidentally called a spigot a slur for Latino people to a group of volunteers.
Sorry, I didn't realize the farmer had another line.
Edit. Thank you to everyone that reassured me that this has no racist origin at all. Apparently my Southern Gramps just says spigot instead of spigot and shortened it. So no racist grandpa. Also, I censored the word to avoid the post being potentially taken down, but to clarify, replacing the 2 stars with ick and you have our word. While saying spigot isn't bad as I know now, I'm not going to shorten it anymore to avoid confusion.
Yeah, I just said it because I don't give a fuck.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
What?
Top
what?
comment.
Yeah.
One of my friends from work was from South Carolina. She hadn't known what jerry rigging was because her parents had always referred to it as N-word rigging.
That's not even that's not top comment. My top comment is that's very spigoted of you.
That's what I grew up with, but as I've gotten older, I started calling it goblin engineering. Okay. The spigot bigot. Oh, man. Fucking love those stories. God. Just someone...
There's a lot.
They're not thinking about it. They don't think it's anything weird. Then someone pulls them aside. Bruh.
Yeah, There's a lot of racist family anecdotes in the comments here. Fun times.
That top one is really bad.
Yeah. All right. Medium Tifu time.
Okay, all right. Also,
Today I fucked up.
Also, I apologize to any Spanish people who are listening. I'm not racist.
Yeah, sorry
I'm
to
not
the-
racist. It's
yeah.
just the story.
Yeah, sorry to the spics out there.
Stop it! No! Bad, Zeke! Bad! No!
I just felt like undermining everything we just said.
Motherfucker!
Yeah, sorry. I hope everyone knows that's just a joke. Sorry. And also, OP's grandpa started it, so, I'm just saying blame him.
Okay, alright.
If he didn't do it all his life, I wouldn't be here right now saying these things, so, I'm just saying. All in the name of good comedy. Again, no offense, Steak. No offense intended.
Of course.
Say that.
I think
Anyway.
we made the point clear. Okay.
Medium Tifu. Today I fucked up by beating up kids in high school. This is more of a cautionary tale. I'm curious if they mean when they were in high school or like they just recently beat up high schoolers. I'm hoping it's the latter.
We're about to find out.
More of a cautionary tale than anything, although I'm sure some will take delight in my well-deserved punishment as they should. I was a bully in high school. I don't have any tragic reason behind it, I just did it. And it wasn't a take your lunch money type of bullying. It was calling people names and punching them in the stomach. I was an asshole, and I got what was coming for me. One of my targets became Jake, quote-unquote Jake. Jake became my target for several reasons, 2 of them being that he was small and skinny, and the other being that he was aloof and standoffish. Not rude, just distant, and that pissed me off. So for a while I would verbally abuse him, call him stupid and a loser, like I was any better. And then one day I went too far. It shames me to talk about what I did. I got Jake after school and completely pummeled him. I nearly dislocated his arm after he tried to bite me when I pinned him to the ground. And the only thing that stopped me was a broken arm would get him in the hospital, and that would probably mean his family would sue my family. I nearly beat him unconscious and left him crying on the ground. It didn't bother me. That was the worst part to me. I beat this kid. I could have killed him, and it didn't bother me at all. About 2 days later, I learned that Jake had an older brother. Henry, quote-unquote, was 18 years old and built like a freight train, and he hit like one too. Henry took what I did to his little brother and returned it to me tenfold!
Ooh.
For a finishing touch of "don't fuck with my brother," Henry broke my finger.
Ooh, ouch.
It even today stands as the most intense pain I've ever felt. About 200 plus pounds of pure could have been a wrestler coming down and breaking my finger. He didn't even say a word during it, he just left. I did end up going to the police because my parents noticed the bruises, but I lied. I said I got mugged. There were a lot of reasons why I lied, but mostly I was scared. For someone who hadn't even been scared of another person before, it was a hard shock for me. The technical reason for this being a fuck-up is that my finger never healed correctly. I still have trouble bending it. The moral fuck-up, I was an asshole who beat up children who didn't have a good chance at being able to fight back, and I got my comeuppance. I ended up going to therapy to deal with my anger issues, and it's an everyday battle not to go back to awful habits. But I'm a better person now. Not that it matters much. Me becoming a better person won't get rid of the damage I did to so many kids. Overall, I fucked up every day. I was an awful person, and it took a guy who wanted to teach the stupid idiot who hurt his brother a lesson to really change. That doesn't erase the damage I did. I hurt people who didn't deserve it, and I deserved what happened to me in the end.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to point out, that's not... I mean, okay. Never mind. I was going to say, you can't do that. That's not a today I fucked up. That's a while ago I fucked up. But then I remember that, like, our first episode back, we had the story about the guy who rammed a pole up his ass when he was, like,
yes!
in the 80s. And we wouldn't get wonderful stories like that if we held true to that rule. So you know what? Never mind.
We're gonna give it a pass. Every now and then, this is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, you got a fucked up story from the 80s. We want to hear it. Particularly if it involves bedposts ramming up people's asses.
That's still like one of my favorite tea foods.
Yeah.
We started off strong with that one.
Mm-hmm. Some say it's a height we still have yet to reach.
So,
read this one.
Am I the asshole for saying no to my boss after she asked me to watch her kids this weekend? Well, they're not your kids now, are they? So my 22 female sister is getting married this coming weekend, and I will be gone Thursday to Sunday. I've had this known that I was going to be gone for 7 months. 7 months! I would even remind every month or so just so I knew she knew. I nanny 2 amazing kids who are 6 and 8. This is the first time I've ever asked to have some time off. My boss has always been like, oh yeah, sure, sounds like a beautiful wedding. However, I got a text 2 hours ago saying that she really needed me this weekend and she couldn't find anyone else. I was pissed, but I know how to act calm, since, it's my job to stay happy and calm. I texted her back a quick apology, but said I really didn't want to miss my sister's wedding as she's my only sibling. Fair. Well, boss woman went off the deep end and said that if I didn't show up to watch her kids this weekend, that I won't have a job come Monday.
Oh, that was a quick turnaround.
I replied with this exactly. I'm so sorry you're having a hard time looking for someone to cover. I can reach out to a few nanny friends I have and see if any one of them would like to pick it up. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment for my sister, and if it means that I have to lose my job, then sadly, I will have to accept that. I love this job and your kids, and I hope we can work something out. I think it would devastate your kids. They said blank and blank, but I think your kids works just fine. But you do what you need, and I will accept that.
Damn, that's some fucking like maturity up in this bitch.
We don't see that too often.
That's an unreasonably mature response to absolute irrationality. You're some kind of adult or something.
Damn! Rare around these parts.
Jesus fuck, that was like fucking... If I got that response, I'd feel bad about whatever I just asked.
Exactly. Like, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'm the asshole.
That's a talking down to. I feel like I just got a text back from my principal.
Yeah. She threw a few insults at me and said I'm abandoning her kids. I don't know what to do. I don't want to get a new job because I've worked so well with these 2 kiddos. My mom told me I was an asshole for so quickly accepting that I might get fired and told me that work just sucks sometimes and you have to suck it up. What the fuck is wrong with your mom?
Mom is like, yeah, you don't have to go to your sister's wedding, whatever. Who says that?
Mom says I should just be an adult and just miss my sister's wedding. Does your mom know what being an adult means? Does your mom know what being an adult means? I'm not sure she does. I don't know. Should I? Am I really that big of an asshole for saying no? Edit, just to clarify, me and my mom don't have a good relation. No shit! Me and my mom don't have a good relationship. I didn't ask for her advice. Oh, unsolicited. Great. She was in the room with my sister, and as I was venting to my sister, I would have gone no contact at 18 if it wasn't for my dad. Can we please stop talking about it now? I have a lot of trauma from her, but that's for another day. Oh, ooh. Yeah, no, you're not the asshole. You made the right choice. Oof.
This post is making me realize at some point we got to put together like a drinking game checklist for these.
Yes.
And I think number one on the checklist is unsolicited mother advice.
That is like the single most consistent through line throughout the majority of these stories. Is just like the mother coming in and giving horrible advice nobody asked for.
Then again, I don't want to give you more excuses to drink. So
this is true.
Yeah. He admits it.
Shut up.
He admits it's a problem. You all saw it. We recorded it.
Read the next one, you motherfucker.
You just got pranked, bro.
Damn.
No, we didn't answer the question. We didn't answer the question yet. Are they the asshole?
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
No, OP, you're not the asshole.
No. No.
I love how the mom is just like, oh, you should have been mature and missed your sister's wedding. Like, how is that mature?
Can you check the post again? I think she said that while the sister was in the room.
She did say that while the sister was in the room. Yes! Right in front of the sister!
Damn, that takes some cojones, hombre.
That's really bad.
Sorry, I'm trying to get back the audience we lost with those racist remarks earlier.
I'm trying to get back the audience that we lost with the racist remarks by doing a racist accent.
I didn't really do an accent. I just used words from Spanish.
Right.
Yeah. Take some cojones, hombre. Is cojones Spanish? That's Spanish, right?
Yeah, that's Spanish, yeah.
Yeah. I got confused because I usually hear it in the context of like surfer bros, which makes me think it might be like Hawaiian slang. But
cojones is.
Yeah, it's Spanish.
It's Spanish.
Yeah. I think it might come from like that stretch of like the California coast. It's like right next to the Mexican coast.
Yeah,
I think they kind of overlap with it.
Yeah,
it might come from like that general area. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I'm trying to appeal. You know, it's like Mexicans love Speedy Gonzalez. I can be the Speedy Gonzalez of podcast hosts.
You could. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But Speedy Gonzalez is Mexican. Wouldn't that be cultural appropriation?
That is good. This is a good point. It's a good point.
This one's different.
Am I just cursed to have Mexicans hate me forever? But I love Mexicans. After my glowing Life is Strange 2 review, they're gonna do me like this.
It's a good video. It's a good video.
Yeah. Anyway, what am I saying? What am I? Let's see here. Which of these do I want to read this one, or is it too technical? Nah, this one's too technical. It'd be boring to listen. It's fun to read, boring to listen to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let's maybe not do that one. Sorry, I did not do a lot of searching beforehand, so I kind of gotta.
We're winging it today.
Bit. Yeah. We winging it. We up in the club. We popping bottles. We making love. You know how it is. Damn it! I'm just encouraging you to drink again. I just realized that. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop this.
You gotta stop this.
Yeah. Well, I'm finding a lot of posts I want to read later, but not a lot that are good for the show.
All right.
So, Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Am I the asshole for the email I sent to a teacher about her quote "you have to include everyone" rule, saying that it was a dangerous lesson? First of all, learn how to write a title. That was a mess.
Yeah, that was awful.
Granted, I'm not sure how you summarize that, but whatever. My daughter is 12. I'm going to assume 12 female, but you got to format that correctly. How am I supposed to know your daughter is 12 if you don't put F12 next to it? Come on. Basic reticate.
Reticate?
Oh, that's what they call it. Yeah.
Right.
My daughter is 12. I'm assuming F12, but I have no idea. I'm trying to teach her ways of creating and respecting her boundaries that are age appropriate. Hold on, I got a text message. Hold on. No, it's nothing important. All right. I'm trying to teach her ways of creating and respecting her boundaries that are age appropriate, teaching her that it's okay to say no to things she feels uncomfortable with. There's a boy in her class who keeps bothering her and her female friends at recess. I've encouraged her to go to me or her teacher when this happens. My daughter told me a few days ago that in class the teacher had asked the kids to form groups of about 4 or 5. She had formed a group of 5 with some other girls, and the boy who had been giving her trouble at recess came over and said he was joining their group. First of all, again, cojones.
Yeah.
Another girl said that they already have 5 and he should work with a group that only has 2 or 3 people. He said no because the teacher said about 4 or 5. Technicalities.
Gotta love that.
Technicalities. The teacher my daughter then said that they didn't want to work with him and he should find another group. A few of the other girls agreed with her. He said, "You can't exclude me like that. It's against the class rules." And she said she didn't care. I heard about this from my daughter first, the way she talked about it. She had been firm, but not unkind. Well, I don't know if I trust a 12-year-old's judgment on that, but whatever. But then I got an email from her teacher saying that she wanted to call. She said there had been an incident at school where my daughter had excluded another child, and that wasn't allowed in her class, and she wanted me to have a talk with her about it. Her telling of events was the same as my daughter's. I felt proud of my daughter for her honesty. I sent her an email saying, "Dear Mrs. Teacher's name, I'm sorry, but that is not a lesson I feel comfortable teaching my daughter. She is at an age where she is already having to deal with unwanted attention, and I'm making a point to teach her that she does not have to be around anyone who makes her uncomfortable, and that a young lady is able to choose to spend time with the people who make her feel respected. I understand you are already aware. Boy's name has been behaving in ways that she feels uncomfortable with at recess from our prior conversations. I think it is a very dangerous lesson to teach a girl that she has to include and be kind to everyone instead of teaching her to be aware of when someone is not respecting her no and stepping out of the situation. I hope we don't have to explain in too much detail why I find this important, but to put it briefly, I was brought up with the include everyone mindset, no exceptions, and it taught me to ignore my own comfort level. And as I became a young adult, I became the victim of men who used my inability to say no to their advantage. It's a dangerous lesson and no longer appropriate at that age. Thank you, OP." I'm assuming she put her real name and not OP, because that would be weird, because she might not know what Reddit is, and that'd be a whole thing. She emailed me back, asking for a meeting in person with the principal. I'm preparing for that, but I'm wondering if my email was too harsh. Am I the asshole for my response to my daughter's teacher?
No.
No, it was a fine email.
Yeah, it's perfectly reasonable. Yeah. Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't even write "fuck you" in the horse you rode in on, so I mean, what else could you want, really?
Exactly.
Yeah. But there's an update. Update. I reached out to the parents of the other 4 girls in the class who were involved, and we all coordinated to go speak to the school administration together. Oh my god! Mom's on patrol!
Let's fucking go!
I can see them kicking down the double doors, walking in perfect unison down the hallway.
In
those hallways
slow
they make
motion.
those hallways that are extra long on the way to the principal's office that they do on purpose in order to instill a sense of anticipation and dread in students. I know they do that on purpose. It's like a thing that was invented in like the 40s.
Yeah.
Because there was that one guy who I think it was like the same guy who decided that casinos should have curved hallways and no windows because it makes people spend more money. It's like that guy.
Yeah.
Like the guy behind malevolent architecture in general. Anyway, I just felt the need to flex my architectural history knowledge. Anyway, Okay, there I was. We all coordinated to go speak to the school administration together. Mom bossing it up.
Mom bossing it up.
I said that. They didn't say that. They had similar views, thinking it was inappropriate for the school to expect the girls to work with someone who they're not comfortable with, and frustrated the teacher didn't do more to deal with the issues during recess that made the girls uncomfortable to start with. I ended up asking the school if we could reschedule the meeting to a time when all the involved families could make, and we ended up meeting this afternoon along with my husband, another couple, 2 mothers, and a father, along with a teacher and the principal. We all presented a united front, asking for the following: that the school does training for the teachers on trauma-informed teaching methods and the dangers of expecting young women to go against their best judgments of their own boundaries to be, quote, nice. Instead of including everyone, the kids should be allowed to respectfully set boundaries and be taught to respect each other's boundaries. That the school addresses harassment in class or at recess and does not enable it to continue. We went to talk, and I think it went a lot better having all the parents join instead of if I'd gone alone. Power in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a union, but for parents. The teacher and principal apologized, and the principal agreed to look for resources on how to better navigate the balance between being inclusive and not forcing kids into including someone who is crossing a line with them. Thank you to all the amazing advice in the comments. I cannot believe how much this blew up, and I'm so grateful to everyone who replied with advice and support, and honestly, was getting pretty emotional hearing how the lessons I'm trying to teach my little one resonated with other women, whether they're moms too, or have been through some of the same struggles I have. Oh, and then let's just bury the hatchet. You're not the asshole.
You're not the asshole. You again, we were getting a lot of not the assholes today.
It's a good day.
It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day.
Except for the guy who glued his balls to his anus. That was maybe that guy's
that
having
was a
some
bad
problems,
time.
but
That
everyone
was just
else,
a bad time.
yeah, I think he absorbed the negative energy for everyone else. Everyone else is having a good time. Yeah, like I don't have a whole lot else to add. You're not the asshole. It's a fine line to walk because like I understand why inclusivity policies exist because on the other end of the spectrum, you know, bad things can happen when you actively encourage kids to exclude others, you know.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a fine line to walk because you don't want kids to just be isolated for arbitrary reasons because kids are arbitrary like that. But at the same time, yeah, like people should be allowed to set boundaries for people that make them uncomfortable. So, you know, it's a tough line to walk. I don't envy them. This is why I don't work with children. This is why I'm not in charge of these things. You can't even trust me to not make racial slurs on my podcast. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I'm just very sorry to the Mexicans.
I understand.
Yeah. So yes, not the asshole. Let me just do a quick glance through here. Let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. Read this. I'm just scrolling the front page just to find some new ones. Let's read this one. Seems interesting.
Let me see here.
Damn it. Okay. Oh, sorry. I didn't post. There we go.
All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my child-free eldest a family heirloom and giving it to my second eldest? Oh dear. I have 2 daughters which are now grown up. One is 24.
I think you mean who. What
Yeah.
the hell? Which? That's a weird way to word that. Makes them sound like objects.
One is 24 and does not plan on children, and one is 23 with a 1-year-old daughter and frequently tells me she wants another one day. I am happy for both my daughters and support them both infinitely. Oh, do you? However,
wow, that's a lot. That's too much support. I don't think I could deal with that. That's too overbearing.
However, my great-grandmother has a necklace from roughly the 1880s, which her mother had given her and supposedly told her son before she died she wanted it passed down the family. She says passed on the family, which it has been. It was usually given to the eldest. It's now worth quite a bit of money. My eldest daughter and I were talking in which she expressed interest in inheriting the necklace. When I asked her why she seemed so keen to get it, she said she started talking about the nice holidays she could have with the money that she wouldn't normally be able to afford. I reminded her it's not to be sold, it's to be passed along the family as a sentimental piece, in which she said she will not be having children and therefore there will be nobody to pass it to. I suggested that she give it to her niece, in which she shut down, saying it's her necklace and she can do what she wants with it. There's no specific family rule saying it belongs to the eldest, that's just how it's traditionally done. So I am set to give it to my second eldest, who was delighted to keep it as a family heirloom and give it to her daughter. My eldest is furious, claiming that
I just want to clarify, that's the same person, the niece, the daughter, same person.
My eldest is furious, claiming that I had promised her the necklace from a young age, which is not true, as she was never promised anything, and that I gave it to her sister because she's more traditional and gave me a grandchild. She said that the necklace would have given her a chance to make memories with her partner, which she can't usually afford due to her salary being low, while her sister has money anyway and wouldn't need it. She said the woman who asked for it to be passed along died over 100 years ago and isn't alive to miss it. She's refusing to speak to me and her sister for accepting it. The only choice of hers I take issue to is selling the necklace that was supposed to be passed along. I love my daughter, but I believe she's being entitled, but I do not want to lose her over this. Am I the asshole?
So, this one really depends on your personal values. You know, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, I'm listening.
Yeah, this one really depends on your personal values, how much stock you really put into traditions like this. You know, how pragmatic you want to be about it or whatever, you know. So we have nothing like this in my family. You know, I don't have any of these sorts of arbitrary values. So like, yeah, sell it. Who cares? But like,
you're coming in a little quiet, by the way.
Sell it. Who cares?
Okay, don't shout.
You happy? Mic. You happy? You happy now? Can you hear me?
I mean, I'm just asking you for, like maybe moving a little closer to the mic or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I was the exact distance from the mic I always was. That's
weird.
Yeah.
This only started happening last episode. Maybe you, partially blew out your mic or something. I don't know.
Well, it's gotta be my fault. You gotta make it my fault.
I don't know.
We do something. You do this to me on the day of my daughter's wedding?
No.
Anyway, but I will say, in terms of the judgment, that at this moment, it is your necklace, and you have the right to do with it what you will. So, not the asshole.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not the asshole as well, just because it is...
Regardless of how much stock you put in tradition or whatever... The fact is, at this moment, it is yours, so you do with it whatever you want.
Yeah, that's pretty much my stance on it. Yeah.
But what do the comments think?
Well, the comments say, not the asshole. You're not giving it to your older daughter because she's child-free. You're not giving it to her because she's planning to sell it. Very different things. Who looks at a 100-year-old family heirloom that's been passed down for generations and thinks, that would make a mighty fine vacation to some far-off locale that I can't normally afford? Not the asshole.
I don't know. Mr. Krabs? You probably do
that. Not the asshole. The issue is not that the eldest is child-free, so the title was kind of clickbait. The issue is that everyone's stuck on the family heirloom thing. So... yeah, that's... We've all kind of agreed, not the asshole, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
Reddit's hung up on the sentimentality. We're focusing more on the fact that the necklace presently belongs to you, and it is your choice who you give it to.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're saying, not the asshole.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What do we got? What's on the menu? Okay. Am I the asshole for belittling my friend's grief after she named her daughter after my deceased one and refusing to be her daughter's godmother?
I have gone cross-eyed. What the fuck?
This is a complicated circumstance. The best kind.
Woo!
I have 4 children, with my youngest, Luli,
Okay.
having passed away 3 years ago at 2 years old.
Oh.
Rip Luli. One of my close friends since high school, Jane, quote-unquote, was Luli's godmother, although she wasn't heavily involved in our lives since she was a chronic traveler. You make it sound like a disease.
Chronic traveler.
I play bass for Chronic Traveler. Last month, Jane had her first child.
She's a serial vacationer.
That's basically what they're saying. Last month, Jane had her first child. They kept the gender a secret, but Jane and I talked everything babies together, as I'm her closest friend who has children, including names. When we talked about baby names, Jane said she wasn't going to do middle names for her kids, as she found them pretentious.
Okay.
Okay. During this time, Jane asked if I would be her kid's godmother, and which I said yes. When her baby was born, her partner sent me a text letting me know they were healthy and the baby was a girl. The next day, Jane posted a baby reveal on Facebook. That's meta now! And revealed the name of her baby, whose middle name was Luli. Damn, that was a lie. That was a bold-faced lie. I was obviously
middle names
shock.
are pretentious.
I'm about to get pretentious here.
I'm about to get pretentious all up on this bitch.
I'm about to pull a pretension. I obviously was in shock, as Jane had never mentioned giving her daughter a middle name, let alone the same name as my child. Then on Instagram, that's Instagram now, she posted the typical... See, that was the real purpose. I read ahead. I pulled a comedy bit. She posted the typical baby reveal photo holding her baby's hand with the caption, Luli, with a white heart. This was honestly too much for me. I turned off my phone. Nearly 2 weeks later, Jane reached out to my husband and asked if I was alright, as she wasn't able to get in touch with me, and asked me to come by and meet her daughter. I almost didn't, but decided that maybe there was some explanation and agreed to come over. When Jane asked if I wanted to come over, she asked if I wanted to come over to meet Luli. Okay. Phrasing. We made small... Who says want to meet the middle name? Who says that? Who says that? You did that on purpose. You don't just say come meet person by their middle name like by accident. That doesn't happen. That's not a thing. Anyway, we made small talk.
It's like going over to like meet Neil Patrick Harris. It's like here's Patrick. Like fucking.
Yeah, we went over to Pat's. We made small talk, and when she put down her daughter for a nap, I brought it up and asked her why. Why is her daughter's middle name Luli? Jane told me she loved the name Luli since I'd used it, and since she was Luli's godmother, she used it as her daughter's middle name to honor my daughter. I asked her why. She didn't tell me she was planning on honoring my daughter, and I was blindsided trying to figure out via social media. She told me that she had just given birth and was recovering from the experience, which I 100% understand, but when I asked if she had decided to honor my daughter before or after she'd given birth, she asked me to leave. Well, I think you have your answer.
Ugh.
Don't you? A few days later, she called and talked to me about her daughter's upcoming christening. You're gonna smack her with a bottle? Is that a thing people do to babies?
I don't know.
Was I smashed over the head with a wine bottle as a baby? hold on, I gotta ask my parents some questions. I'll be right back.
Oh god.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I don't know what the fuck a christening for a baby is. That's new to me.
I'm assuming it's when you throw a wine bottle at their head, just like a ship.
No, you make it one of those breakable prop bottles so it doesn't hurt them.
I still feel like that would hurt a baby.
It might hurt a baby. It might.
Babies, they're very soft.
They're very squishy. Yeah.
The skulls aren't even fully formed yet.
True. Yeah.
So they can squeeze through there.
Yep.
I don't know if you know this, but bipedalism and big brains means birth is getting difficult lately.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I on this post? I know. I cut her. Oh, sorry. She talked to me about her daughter's upcoming christening, whatever that means, and our role as godparents. I cut her off and told her I was sorry, but I wasn't able to be her kid's godmother. She didn't take this well and claimed that she was allowed to honor my daughter as she was her godmother. I can't, quote, hog her grief.
What? Ugh.
And that I can't prevent everyone from using the name Luli just because my dead daughter has the same name. So I'm here on Reddit for an outside point of view. I obviously can't claim the name Luli, nor do I want to micromanage how someone else grieves. I'm definitely not looking at this from an unbiased perspective, and if I'm overreacting or being irrational or overing this, I don't think the ing was supposed to be there. I want to change that. So, am I the asshole? Also, before it gets mentioned, I've been in therapy since Luli was sick. I don't need that recommendation. I'm already on it.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know, OP. Thank you.
Yeah.
This one's complicated.
Yeah. There's edit comment for further context. The whole time I was over there, they only referred to her as Luli. I felt awful because they were obviously so excited about having their first kid and rightfully fawning over her, and I wanted to feel happy for them. But it felt awful hearing Luli looks like she needs a nap. Oh, look how cute little Luli looks. From what I've seen in person and also online from their families, it definitely seems that while it is her middle name, it's intended to be the name she goes by. Jane's mother and close relatives all call her Luli on their Facebooks. Meta now! Metas. On their metas. On the meta? I don't know what the proper grammar for that is. And I don't care. So, not the asshole.
I'm gonna say not the asshole, and the reason why. That extra context does give me a fuller picture. And the reason why is because it seems to me like...
Would you say they were caught in 4K?
What I would say is it seems like they're processing their grief in a very unhealthy way. Because, like, being Luli's godmother, she of course does have a very strong connection with her. But naming your child after the person who passed away and, like... She's basically trying to make her daughter into another Luli, because, like...
Luli 2.0. Better, stronger, hopefully lasting longer.
Oh, God. But, like...
It's not a hard record to beat.
But, like, she... Oh, jeez. That's terrible. That's terrible, dude. Fuck.
Do you know what... Kevin, do you know what show you're on right now?
I know exactly what fucking show I'm on. But, fuck. But, like...
Can you overcome the 2-year-old challenge?
It's extremely unhealthy for them to be doing that for one thing, but on the other hand, they clearly did this with the clear intent of, trying to honor Luli, but they didn't bring it up to you first, the person who was Luli's mother and went through the most amount of trauma from her passing away. So, and the wounds are still fresh, clearly, because this only happened a few months ago, so you are still sensitive from that entire thing, and they're doing this in a way where, like, they did not involve you in this in the naming process when they should have, first of all. Because they're trying to honor your daughter, and you're the person going through the most amount of pain because of that. Mm-hmm. That was their first mistake. The second mistake was consistently trying to, like, yeah, they're getting around it by making Luli her middle name, but referring to that as if it's her given name.
Yeah.
Like, that's just trying to skirt the problem. Consistently, it's skirting the problem.
Yeah.
Or at least attempting to, and it's a really bad job of it, for the record. You're not the asshole, OP. They are not being sensitive towards your trauma or your history with your own daughter, and they are being incredibly callous in the way that they handle this entire situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm just going through the comments. There's a lot to dig into here, but generally just not the asshole. They should have talked to you about this first at the very least.
Yeah, I can't even blame her for just, like, basically having a gut punch moment when she read that meta post.
Yeah. Yeah, meta post, of course. So, sorry, you made it sound like you had more to say after that sentence, but you did not.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, let's move on to the lightning round.
Woohoo! Woo!
For being woefully underprepared, we managed to make a segment, so good for us.
Yes.
This is the part of the show where we read the unpopular opinions posted to our unpopular opinions. Are these opinions unpopular? Do we agree or disagree? Let's find out now.
Now.
Yeah, now. God, when are they gonna stop stalling and read the posts?
I'm waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting. Unpopular opinion: cookies should be sold with doneness levels, just like steak.
What? I mean, I get it.
Cookies should be sold with doneness levels, just like steak. When going to buy cookies at any cookie place or bakery, they should let you pick the doneness level. You want a hard, crispy cookie? Well done, please. You want a soft, gooey cookie? I'll take that cookie medium rare. I want to eat straight-up cookie dough. Can I have a rare cookie, por favor?
Yes,
that was them.
I would like my
I want to
cookies
thank
medium
OP for,
rare, thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank OP for helping me get back our large, vast quantity of Mexican listeners. There's literally no downside to this. You get the great taste of the cookie with the doneness level you prefer.
Sure, but man, you're grating cookies like steak is fucking hilarious to me.
Top comment: this seems more like a shower thought than an unpopular opinion, but holy shit, this is a great idea.
It kind of is, actually.
You know what?
It's kind of...
Another comment: fucking genius, OP. I do love a good medium rare oatmeal raisin, and don't get me started on a good scoop of chocolate chips tartare. And someone replies, I like my Oreos bloody in the middle. Ooh, the limited edition strawberry filling. A man of culture, I see.
God. And people say Reddit's a bad website.
OP for President 2024. World peace may just be possible yet. OP is a genius.
This is the I drive a truck guy, but for cookies.
Yeah. Someone with actual bakery experience chimes in. I work in a bakery that only makes cookies. The logistics behind this make me extremely anxious. This would have to be like your store's entire gimmick for it to work, I think. We already get overwhelmed on some days by the sheer amount of customer volume during our busiest times. We're talking like 150 individual customer orders during our busiest hour rush, and we serve warm. Switching recipes to the same cookie makes it even harder due to the storage space with different products and the sheer amount of labor. Make the dough, ball the dough, fridge if necessary, bake the dough, but do this for thousands of cookies a day.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a logistical issue.
But who cares? Look, society is ready for cookie doneness levels, okay?
Fair.
We need to ascend as a species, and step one on that is selling cookies with doneness level. Normalize cookie doneness levels. OP, user the running MD. You're about to change the face of human civilization as we know it. You have 15.3 thousand upvotes. I'm giving you one more. You deserve so much more. A measly 15,000 for the man who could change society forever.
First pastries, then society, then the world.
I'm gonna flat out say it, Kevin. I think we found the greatest Reddit post of all time.
It's certainly up there at the very least. Top 5 easily.
This is... I can't... The words escape me. This is What's like the word for becoming a saint? What's the word for that? Like anointed?
Sure, I think.
Yeah. You're the one bragging about your fucking religion earlier. Why don't you know these things?
I'm Christian, not Catholic.
You call me a fake Jesus fan, and all of us, you can't answer a simple question about sainthood. You can't answer a simple question about sainthood anointment or whatever the fuck it's called.
I just don't know it offhand.
In fact, this idea is so great, so magnanimous. I'm naming this episode after the running MD. Okay? This is his episode now. It's dedicated to user the running MD.
Okay. All right.
Okay? This is the running MD podcast now. This man has my vote. This man has my sword. I would go to war for this man. I'm writing this down.
Okay.
So I don't forget. But who could forget such an amazing, outstanding Reddit post? God damn it, Discord's getting on my case because you can't start with a slash. Hold on, God damn it. Discord is a pariah. Okay, they are not welcome in the new world order that the running MD is creating. Okay, they will get no cookies of any doneness level. Anyway, oh right, we have other things to talk about.
We do. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Unpopular opinion: flat chests are more appealing and beautiful.
This man of culture, right here.
You milkshake way. First of all, what a name! What a name! I mean, it can't compare with the running MD, but man, it's like, oh, and this is a woman.
Oh,
it's a woman of color.
Oh,
I'm just gonna read.
So we have a first-hand opinion here.
I really dislike the protuberance. Oh, shout out for the word protuberance. When was the last time you've ever heard the word protuberance? I can't even remember the last time I had to say the word protuberance. I'm not even sure what it means. I think I know. Kevin, look up what protuberance means while I read the rest of this.
Okay.
I dislike the protuberance, the shape, the disruption from the chest to the boobs. I have dated plenty of women, and some man... I like how they say some man like it's just one guy. The one.
Protuberance.
The one!
Protuberance, a thing that protrudes from something else.
Ah, like a protuberance.
I'm Googling that too.
I don't think that's a word, but it would make more sense. Why are we changing the letters around? Because it's to protrude. So why is it protube?
Protuberance. Yeah.
Yeah. And they all got flat chest with no boobs on them. I have enjoyed all these dates. They were all above 26. I am 24. Wow, you're a cougar hunter. What the fuck? You're an interesting person, Milkshake Way. It really is annoying to see media fanaticizing and praising about big boobs. I do got a flat chest. I look how she talks.
I'm very happy chest.
About it. I really wish there was more encourage and visibility on media for flat chest people, because so far I feel like they don't want to believe we exist. This is a call-out post to the Australian government. I mean, it really is.
Hey, OP, I got some anime that I would love to recommend you.
Top comment, a wise man once said, "The best boobs are the boobs you're allowed to touch." You're too wise. I think I know where that's from, but I don't remember.
Let's see here.
These comments.
Go ahead.
I'm not reading it, I'm just saying these comments. Someone says, I don't get it. There are so many flat-chested women praised in the media. For example, Zendaya, or nearly every model. This is no opinion, it is a preference. I mean, a preference is an opinion. Every boob is okay. It is not a fashion accessory. I disagree. Some are gross. Some of them are gross. You know, the ones where it's like a fucking pizza-sized areoli or whatever. It's like
yeah.
It's like,
Yep, not big on that personally. If you are, great for you, not me.
when you said Zendaya has a flat chest, I had to go and do some investigative research. I've never noticed before. Speaking of which, can I bring up? I tweeted this, but I want to bring it up. The media was all like, "Oh my God, Tom Holland and Zendaya were holding hands in Boston," and I'm like, weak sauce, Kevin.
Yes.
Meanwhile, based Giga Chads, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are drinking each other's blood for ritualistic purposes. That's a real relationship.
We need more vampire intimacy.
They're on a new level of love, okay? The rest of us can't even compare, okay? Okay, maybe the Running MD can. But aside from that, you know, the legends of Baka Gaijin lore. We got the Running MD, we got Milkshake Way, we got Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly drinking each other's blood for ritualistic purposes, but only a little and only sometimes. Want to make that clear.
Yeah, it's not like an everyday thing. It's like every now and then, you know.
So Tomathan Holland, if that's even his real name, and Michi can get the fuck out with their fake-ass relationship. Okay? They're little babies on little baby play dates, okay? Call me when they're drinking each other's blood like a real couple.
Okay.
The people who tune out of this show 2 hours in don't know what they're missing. Everyone knows we peak at the end.
This is where all the good shit comes in, y'all. This is where everything gets to its absolute zenith of quality.
You thought we were slowing down? No, it was a prelude. That's the one. That's the word. It's like, what's it called when they dip before the crescendo? You know, it's like peaks and valleys.
Yeah,
you know, you gotta go. It's like a roller coaster. You gotta go low before you go back up and then go down again. Even though going down is actually the exciting part, not going up. So a roller coaster is actually kind of a bad analogy.
It's the ebb and flow.
But yeah, the ebb and flow. But not like a roller coaster, because that's a bad analogy.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Just lay out. I don't even like roller coasters. What am I talking about? Unpopular opinion, I think golden Oreos are better than normal Oreos.
Well, that's just...
Okay, you think you're special?
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
I feel like that's not even an unpopular opinion. I feel like that's a perfectly 50-50 opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that's just...
I feel like if you handed both cookies of a certain doneness level, whatever doneness level Oreos are, the Running MD would know, you know, to someone and be like, which do you like better? You're going to get an almost exact 50-50 split between the classic and the golden. But I will say this.
Go ahead.
Golden Oreos have, I think, untapped baking and dessert potential. Because I've told you before about my mom's lemon lemon lasagna that the crust at the bottom is constructed out of crushed golden Oreos, which provides a different flavor and texture compared to normal Oreos, which would not work with the lemon flavor. But the golden Oreos are perfect for the lemon lasagna. Damn, she hasn't made that in a few months. She's got to make some lemon lasagna. I want lemon lasagna now.
Hey, Mom!
I mean, I'm not going to yell across the house for that to happen, but I'm just saying, I'm going to put out some vibes. I'm going to put out some lemon lasagna vibes and see if I reel in any fish, if you know what I'm saying. The fish in this metaphorical instance being the lemon lasagna that I crave.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is necessarily an unpopular opinion, more so that it's just a divisive opinion.
Unpopular opinion, marriage is hard, is bullshit. A good marriage should be easy and painless.
Yeah. Ideally.
Someone got lucky. Look, it's not that easy for the rest of us. We can't all be Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, okay?
I'm sensing some themes here.
Look, I just admire their energy, okay?
Oh, me too, absolutely.
Unpopular opinion, Billie Eilish's Bad Guys should not be the theme for a children's movie. It was the theme for Brightburn, which was not a children's movie, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, hold on. What movie are they talking about? Hold on.
Oh, they're talking about DreamWorks, the bad guys.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think anything of it until I heard my buddy's 6-year-old daughter singing it after seeing the Bad Guys movie. Very messed up to hear a little girl singing those lyrics, especially the part about seducing someone's dad. So wrong. First of all, don't repress your daughter's agency, you creep. She can seduce anyone's dad she wants, okay? Let's get that out of the way. Hold on. I'm thinking through the ramifications of what I just said.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Nah. Okay, top comment. When I was a kid, we used to sing S&M all the time. We had no clue what it meant at the time. I don't think it messed me up too much. I was raised on old rock and metal with references to sex, drugs, violence, and booze. I've heard. Bad guy seems really tame. I'm doing way better than I'd expect given my family. Nothing to do with music. They're just nut jobs.
Yeah, like, I just looked up the lyrics to Bad Guy, and it's not that bad, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
Why don't you get over your
suggestive.
Why don't you get over yourself, user distribute the wealth? Actually, you know what? They might be based. You know what? I'm just saying. We could use some wealth redistribution. I'm just saying. You know, maybe this guy's onto something. But he's wrong about the Billie Eilish thing. Leave Billie alone.
Yeah.
Is the moral of the... If you take anything away from this episode, take away one thing, and that is to leave Billie alone.
She's done nothing wrong.
And also that Cookie should have appropriate fitness levels.
Yes, obviously.
Unpopular opinion, phones should be banned from concerts. I have a better opinion. Concerts should be banned from phones. I think you know what I'm getting at here.
Oh, do I now?
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, being kind to telemarketers is profoundly wholesome and pure. I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna scrub out the word to telemarketers.
Being nice.
And just being kind is profoundly wholesome and pure. There you go.
There
Telemarketers don't even have to factor into it. They can, but they don't have to. You know? You're taking a very common opinion and adding one little subversive element to try to make it seem more uncommon than it is. And you know what? It's not going to work. I can see through your bullshit, okay? This smoke screen, I'm seeing through it. I got like the fucking Sam Fisher goggles. I can see through your smoke screen. Okay? And you can see my eyes, and you can see like the 3 green dots in the smoke screen, and they're coming for you. The 3 dots and also my silenced pistol. That's the more dangerous part. The 3 dots, not so dangerous. Yeah. Unpopular opinion, dancing is completely stupid. Anon is the principal from Footloose. Or the mayor. What was it? I don't know. I've never seen Footloose. I've only heard about it. At this point, Kevin, I've seen so many parodies of Footloose, I don't feel like I need to see the movie.
You feel like you've just seen Footloose at this point.
Yeah. Was it a principal or a mayor?
Dude, you think I've seen Footloose?
You haven't seen Footloose? What the fuck is wrong with you? Weren't you like you're the 80s guy!
I watch 80s action movies, not 80s dance movies.
Oh, you don't think they got some action going on with those feats? There's some action going on that dance floor, Kevin.
Oh yeah, some explosive dancing on the dance floor.
You know, it sounds like you think dancing is completely stupid. Did you write this post? Are you user Lopix?
No.
I don't know. I've never seen you two in the same place at the same time. So here we go. Let's read Kevin's post here.
No, it's not.
Unpopular opinion. Dancing is completely stupid. Don't get it. Never got it. I love music. I love concerts. No issues there. But never once have I ever felt compelled to flail my body while listening to said music. I think you all look stupid, sorry to say. Why would anyone pay money to go to a dimly lit room and overpay for booze, all to jerk around like a spasmodic puppet while being assaulted with music at warfare levels?
Dear God, this is some fucking Disney villain shit. What the hell?
P.S. There's a postscript. He added a postscript to a Reddit post. So you can know this guy's old. Maybe even Kevin age.
Oh, shut up.
I think ballet.
Dude, that would
PS,
make you be your age too.
But I like dancing. I dance all the time. I'm a dance right now. I'm gonna dance while reading. Hold on, I'm pushing my chair back. I am dancing while reading this.
Okay.
I think ballet is dumb. I think dancing in musicals is dumb. And interpretive dance looks like people having seizures and needing medical help. PPS! There's a postscript in a Reddit post. My throat is so dry. I have done the occasional mosh pit. Meh. I'm a 50-year-old Gen Xer.
Oh,
Kevin,
there it is.
what else have you kept secret from me?
I'm not 50.
You look damn good for 50, let me tell you.
I'd look damn good for 50 if I were 50, but I'm not 50.
Why can't you just take a compliment, Kevin? I mean, the one time in your life I'm complimenting your appearance? And you're just gonna take a fat steaming shit all over me for it? The one time? Ungrateful. Take a compliment, jeez. Anyway, I'm a 50-year-old Gen Xer raised through disco and punk and hair metal and grunge, never wanted to dance. Edit. Holy smokes, I sure am unpopular. Got that right.
That's why you're here.
Clearing up a few things. I don't like to dance. Don't want to dance. Not that I care how I look. I'm not embarrassed or anything. I think it looks silly. I just don't understand the need to flail around while listening to music. I have thought so since forever. I got dragged to a couple of clubs way back. I hated it. Tried it again around 30. Hated it still. I'd rather drink at home and listen to my music. I've been to a ton of concerts, and yes, I am that guy just standing there, from Slayer to Paul Simon, having a great time seeing a band I like in concert. Twice in the pit, jumped up and down for a song or two, went back and sat down. Now I can say I did it. Still didn't see the appeal. I still don't want to. I don't understand why people want to. Feel bad for me all you want. I'm happy with myself and my life, but I will laugh at you when you dance because I think you look stupid.
Man, this dude has very strong opinions about dancing.
Top comment, are you the preacher from Footloose? It was a
there
preacher?
It is! There it is! There it is!
And he was played by... Was he played by Kevin Bacon?
Was he?
That all makes us all Kevin Bacon. I'll take it. The 7 billion degrees of Kevin Bacon.
There it is!
It all makes sense now. Footloose, dancing, a Kevin. My corkboard has so much string on it you can't even believe. My throat is so fucking dry.
Careful.
Fuck it. Okay, well. Unpopular opinion. Beaches are overrated. I've gone to a few beaches in my life, and they're overall just not that good. Sure, they got a few things going for them, but overall I just don't enjoy beaches all that much. They're good for a nice view, but not much else. Sand's always too hot, water looks nasty as fuck, bonus points for seaweed or animals in the water with you. And since you can't see an inch in front of you, the water burns your eyes and it tastes god-awful when it splashes in your mouth. Sand gets everywhere when you leave. I could go on and on. You get the idea.
Yeah.
Hot beaches overrated. Top comment, but rocky beaches on a cloudy day with sea glass to find and tide pools to stare into, that's an ideal day out.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Even OP admits that sounds better.
Dang, well, there we go. There's the answer.
Yeah, sand, get out of here. Rocks, that's where it's at. Little microscopic rocks, fucking stupid. Large rocks you can hop across with tide pools and shit, great.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, gasoline smells great. Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Just inhale that lead. Just inhale that lead. Unpopular opinion, wife bad jokes are often pretty funny. Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
A lot of boomers out in full force. Unpopular opinion, Coke Zero is easily 100 times better than Diet Coke. Thank you! I have been saying this for a decade now.
It's true. It's true.
It's true. Diet Coke, no reason to exist. Fucking awful beverage.
Yep.
Coke Zero, pretty good. I drink that right now if I had one, but I don't, and now I'm sad.
Oh.
Unpopular opinion, open-faced sandwiches are the dumbest things. Depends. Is it on a bagel? The bagel is what makes it work, I think.
Bagels!
Well, actually, no, I like toast.
I didn't even want.
I like toast, so... You know... Yeah. Unpopular opinion, all communities/trends are ruined when children's 14, maybe 15 and under join in, and they should not be accepted and actively deterred. As an amino user, yes. Unpopular opinion, Takis aren't spicy. Well, empirically, we have the data on the Scoville thing to tell us that they are, so... Yeah, science disagrees. Fuck off.
I think
Although I like your username.
I think you just have a high resistance to spicy stuff.
Yeah, their username is Rayquazion. That's pretty cool.
Ooh, I like that name.
Unpopular opinion, Harley Quinn was a much more entertaining character as Joker's lackey than she is as an independent character.
Yeah.
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 Because it helps that she has someone to work off of consistently.
Yeah.
The problem with Harley Quinn is that she was built as a sidekick. Like, that's just how she was built as a character. To be a good foil, to be a good companion to the Joker in terms of both comedy and in terms of being a villain.
I just learned recently she is not from the comics. She debuted in the animated series.
She was an original creation by Bruce Timm, and DC Comics comic book department loved her so much they put her in the comics later.
Yeah. But now it feels like they're really trying to downplay the sidekick role and make her like her own villain who like is totes girlfriends with Poison Ivy. It feels weird.
See,
a little bit.
The whole thing with her being like, you know, gay with Poison Ivy or whatever, that is also from like...
Yeah, but like not in the same way.
Yeah, it was more so just like...
They just kind of took that and fucking ran with it.
Like that's her entire personality now.
Yeah, to the extent it just feels like, man, why can't it feels like the fucking Tumblr nonsense of like two hot guys can't be in a room together without being in love.
Yes, you know? It does feel like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except it's with, you know, Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. But yeah, no, I agree. Harley Quinn is much more interesting when she has the Joker to work off of. Like, all of the appearances of Harley that I like, she is the Joker's right-hand person. So, I think that speaks to the strength of their dynamic.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, the smell of bleach is wonderful. What is in the air today?
Bleach, apparently. Bleach and gasoline.
Unpopular opinion, blackjack is the worst table game. But I don't know how to play poker, and I only do it like once every 2 years, and I always forget, and it's the worst. Can we please just play blackjack?
Also, Osamu Tezuka's best manga series isn't called Poker, it's called Blackjack.
Oh, that's an argument to make.
Yeah. I really like Blackjack. Blackjack is good.
Blackjack's fun, yeah. Also Blackjack sounds like Jack Black, and Jack Black is great.
Yeah.
So, you know, checkmate. Hey, that rhymed.
Jack Black, best known for Kung Fu Panda and School of Rock.
Yeah, this all sucks. Anyways, we're done. I think we
Okay.
topped it with the dancing post. We're done.
Yeah, we're good.
We're done. We're donezo. What a show, though. What a show.
That's a fun show. Woo!
We went to some places on the Baka Gaijin show, as we do each and every week. If you want to stay tuned for future episodes, you should subscribe to this channel. If you want to be a part of the show, you can email us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com or no, I already said that. Or join our official Discord server with the link provided in the description below, or you can follow us on Twitter at Siegfried and at CTerminatorK. That is all the things. I just went through them all. They're all gone. They're all done. Kevin, what's your last words?
Hi! I don't know.
No, it's bye. It's the end.
Bye. Right.
Idiot.
We're leaving now, right?
Yeah. Look, people. He's very confused. He thought he was in Hawaii for a second. They had the same word for hi and bye, which is not what's going on here.
Just translated it really wrong in my head.
Yeah. So aloha, everyone, and aloha, everyone. Zeke freak out. Ciao, ciao for now.